really early today. I got ahead of myself. I got up early and I did my stuff, and then it was finished. I was like, I should have stream. Right, an hour early. Who'd have thought of it? But then again, it does take me so long to kind of get, you know, the extra hour. You won't feel it, sure. Good morning, hope you're all keeping well. Happy Thursday. Today we have some flyage. We're here in the Cessna Citation X, and we're going to do a flight from Dublin to London City and then back again. I did this flight tomorrow last week, right? But they didn't fly us into London City. They flew us to Heathrow, but it's grand. We'll figure it all out. We'll make it up as we go along. But hope you're all keeping terribly well. We're also going to be using some OnAir Company with our flight today. I'm thinking we're going to leave the safety of the beginners portal and actually get in and start looking at some of the stuff that we can start doing with OnAir. Now, the world that we're currently in, it's very little consequence. We do have Firefly Air up and running. That's in like the thunder zone, but more on that a little bit later. But anyway, sure, how are you keeping, right? We had a busy one last night. You know, a little bit later on today, we should see the release of the MH60. Ooh, he said. And there's also a ton of stuff coming to the marketplace. Also, the Lancaster seemingly on its way to the marketplace today as well. Looking forward to that for any on the Xbox. But yes, we'll start off today with what we do on these morning streams. A bit of support for your simulation thing. So if you have any issues with your sim, if things aren't working, or maybe you wanted to know how to do something, well, do be sure to let us know in the chat here, and we'll try to address it by answering questions and providing you with pure and utter rubbish. And yes, press that button for 6 seconds. Do you remember the old combinations? You know, cheat menus. Turn around 3 times, go up, press A, B, at the same time press, you know, Y, if you had a Y, or triangle, I suppose, R1, R2, thumbstick, left, right, up, down. Do you remember those? They were brilliant. You know, unlimited or God mode or something. Unlimited weapons or God mode, right? Hilarious. Then I remember in Tomb Raider, there was a meme. Yeah, this is how you get Lara Croft in the buff. And it, like, the world's most impossible combination of buttons. And everyone was trying it. Some genius said, yeah, this is how you do it. And they gave you a list of about 17 pages of buttons, you know. And everyone, you know, they all have medical issues now with their thumbs. They were trying so hard. Never worked. Brilliant. But anyway, see, that's what we start off our day with. What did I do today? I was up early this morning. And did some cleaning around, did some business stuff as I do, and I stayed up late last night, like an idiot. I was working on the young fella's PC, Two Tone Junior's PC, and I was like, do you keep this up to date? Yep. Oh, jeez. There was updates for the updates, but anyway, we got there in the end. But anyway, brilliant. Right, so yes, the citation, I flew this once, would you believe, or twice was it, but really only once we brought it for a proper jaunt. So today we're going to be combining everything using Simbrief and Navigraph as we try to navigate our way from Dublin over to London. And we also have some SayIntentions providing the AI living world with some traffic injection and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it, lads. Looking forward to it. Who's here, look? Who came in on a Thursday morning? Could be the afternoon or it could be the evening. And I've just, do you know what I noticed actually? And I'm a devil for it, right? You'd want to see my set. Well, you've seen the setup before, right? Don't mind the back of the head now. But see this. This is my camera right here, right? That's what I'm talking to you with, right? And it's grand. However, it lives, all these screens move, look, I can do all this sort of cool, you know what I mean? But in behind this screen, there's a bar. Do you see the bar? That's a bar, right? And there's a light on the top of it. But I have the camera comes out the side of it. And I can't turn this fella much, but the camera comes out the side of it, which means...
They've done studies, you know.
All the time.
60% of the time, it works.
Every time. Right, but where it is... what happens is, right, put that back there where it belongs. What happens is, if I get animated, which I tend to get animated, and if I start shaking things... It's not too... Oh, look, see, the whole thing shakes. So I need to come up with some sort of a gadget that will act as a support. Because if I only, like, barely tip this, look. Jesus, Murph, your whole house is shaking. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Jesus. Shh. Calm now. So, yeah, I need to... How do we do that, lad? It needs some sort of a gyro. Do you know what I mean? To stop it from... So that's what we need to look into. How we're going to do that, I don't know. I'm Merrick, welcome in. It's like a tripod. It's kind of like a tripod, but it's on an arm. So if I jump into the rig, it means I can push that out the way. If I put a leg on it to support it, well, then I can't push it out the way. The things I'd have to think about. Do you know what I mean? Right. These are the things I have to... I just sit here and look around, what can I break today? Or, what needs an update? I move some things. I've bags and stuff here, look, right? I'm always kind of... Jesus. There's no room for a tripod because the rig is behind it, you see. And I'll forget to move something, and then I'll jump on the rig someday, and next thing, why did that break? Oh, yeah. Do you know? Yeah, that's what we're up against now. That's the challenge for today, lads, right? Yes, how does Murph secure the gadget so it doesn't shake when he does this business? But anyway, right? Spitfire RAF is here. Good morning. Hope you're well. Naughty Gnome rambles in. He says, oh, fun. I've been reading the operations manual for this bird, and I was doing some circuits yesterday. Interesting in a crosswind, the wing shape means it needs a lot of rudder control. Yeah, your right leg could be shagged. PH Roy, good to see you. We were playing I'm a Real American. That was Hulk Hogan's entrance music. Poor old Hulk Hogan passed away. You know this one. You won't hear this now on YouTube. And then it kicks off to... Right, back in the day, what you gonna do, brother? And all this kind of stuff. But anyway, Frozen Gamer, top of the morning to you. Captain Sickbag is here. Hello. Captain, what's the weather doing? It's raining sideways here in Tipperary. I wonder what it's like down the southeast. Pete is here. Welcome in. The Gold Coast in Australia. Ooh, nice. How are things, Pete? But yes, buddy of mine used to live in the Gold Coast. Gorgeous neck of the woods. The Limbics is here. Good morning. How's it hanging? Sure, listen. That's right. Right. Shirley Dev is here. Good to see you. Eamon 1973. Top of the morning to you. The Impossible Face. Yellow. Gar Gaming. Hello from Galway. Who else come in now? It's incredibly windy here today, says the Impossible Face. There's a lot of wind. There's a lot of wind on the way for Monday, lads. We want to watch that. Corn Wolf, good morning. MDA 009. Good to see you, man. The Unprofessional. Welcome in, buddy. Hope you're well. 98 Vulcan is here. Top of the morning to you. APU Inspector, welcome in. MDA can't wait for the MH60. It's so nice. It really is. Just sim advice. Or is life advice available as well? If you want to take life advice from this agent, by all means, I'm happy to share. But chances are, you're doing it better than I am. Do you know? Did you know the down, up, etc. cheat code works on the baby controller? Wait, what? Corn Wolf, good to see you, buddy. If you have an Alexa device, you can say, really? Alexa? I'm not going to do it. I'll do it. And she'll be like, No, I wasn't talking to you. Do you know? Let me see. Captain Kenobi is here. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're well. Who else come in the door? Wrong kind of bar that doesn't dispense Guinness. Yeah, different type of bar, Right, where are we at here now? Hello, I clearly picked the wrong position. I'm sat on Cork. You're sat on Cork. Oh, Jesus. Merrick, welcome in, and hello to Cork. Me watch is making a button sound. Never mind. Right, Captain Sickbag, use a drone. That'd be a right one, wouldn't it? Imagine using a drone as your webcam. Jesus. Right. Hang it from the ceiling. No, because I have a fan up there. You'd be thinking far ahead, I could mount it on the wall. I could build a shelf behind it. Actually, that's a good idea. How could I do that now? I could build a shelf behind it. That's a good idea. See? Right. I knew you lads would have the solution. Roy says, maybe you should look at the professional camera stands which are used in the film industry. Yeah, but they sound expensive already. Do you know what I mean? Streaming is so challenging. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be, but you just hang about. Hang around with the lads. Have the old chat. What did you do today, lads? Jeez, we were talking about how to mount a camera. Mount a camera? Oh, yeah. Do you know? Who's this now? Clipsy is here. Good to see you, buddy. Long time indeed. You're looking well. Is that a new aftershave? Welcome in. Life advice. When the wife wants a new kitchen, get her a new kitchen. Listen now, Naughty Gnome, right? You made a very good, lasting impression on Mrs. Two-Tone. Naughty Gnome is lovely, isn't he? Isn't he very nice, isn't he? You should listen more to him. You clearly mentioned something about my kitchen. I was like, no, it's all lies. Don't believe him. It's a trap. Don't want to be listening to him. Oh, Jesus. Dazzy Arab is here. Good morning, Fabio. You big good to see you, Dazza. Welcome in. You're looking grand, you know, considering, right? Hope you're well, buddy. Brilliant. DeRouter, come on over to Twitch. Yes, this is where the crack is. You're very welcome in, buddy. Clipsy says, yes, put on some extra Savage, right? I can smell some Lynx Africa on you. Do you remember Lynx Africa? Do I have Lynx Africa? I probably do somewhere. They're going to stop making that stuff soon. Do you know what I mean? It's just what happens. It's just what happens. Right, who else come in the door here now? Buttons. DeRouter is there on YouTube as well. Welcome in. Martin Juice, hello from Germany. Hello from Tipperary. Guten Morgen. Hope all is well. Although it's nearly lunchtime. Dave Cleary, legend Dave. Welcome in, Dave. The great Hadoken has rambled aboard. Good to see you. Kubi is here. Hello from Frankfurt in Germany. Hello from Tipperary. Good to see you. To our German friends. Monty 1964, welcome in. Gav Spears is here. Sticky Rice, good afternoon. You're looking well. Maybe something to the anti-sag bracket, Gav. Yeah, I've seen one of those. The wall looks like a good idea. Either a shelf or one of the brackets, do you know? I am a real Irishman. Fight for the rights of every simmer. Yeah. Hulk O'Hogan, right? Instantly Irish, yes. Thunderstorms forecasted for Surrey. Ooh. Dave Cleary, no flyage for him today. He's off to the dock. Oh, Jesus. Brabus is here. Good morning. It is early. It's too early to be listening to this Egypt. Ah, Jesus, me head. Why is your man making loud noises? Toombs is here. Good to see you. Do you reckon the Man United footballer Mason Mount knows a lot about mountain things? Who? What? Man United? Soccer, get out of that. Are we doing Dublin to Heathrow? No, we're going to try and do London City. London City. We're going to give this one a bash to see what happens. I haven't put the route up yet, but we're going to... accurate. We're going to throw it into the gadget here now in a second, right? No, I have it turned off, Naughty. Don't worry. Just Willie is here. Good to see you, Willie. Welcome aboard. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're well. We have to do our flight through Simbrief and then we'll get the thing up and running, right? Even when you're sleeping, right? Be careful of that methane gas. Northern Aviation, this will sound wrong, but I went to sleep at Murph's stream last night and I wake up to this stream. Hang on. Isn't that right? Huh? Right, that's what you... Right. Press it there now. Right, too early in the morning. Did you all have your coffee now? It's very important. Right, turn off that switch and now we'll come over to here, look. Yes. Right, friends. You poor soul. You poor soul. Anyway, here we are with a machine with stuff and a thing. So what we're going to do, lads, we're going to start planning a flight in this machine. Now, London City Airport, did you know you need a special type rating to be able to land and take off from London City? And I don't have it, but sure, we'll wing it. And we're going to see what we can do. The Citation X, this one from FlightFX, released last week. It's a great plane. Gorgeous little business jet. And we like to see business jets. The excitement level when it comes to business jets, knowing what's around the corner, in particular when we talk about what FS Reborn are working on, what Just Flight are working on, amongst others, it's great, absolutely great. So let's press some buttons, pardon me, let's press some buttons over here. We'll go over to Simbrief and we shall brief our sim. And we're going to go into the dispatch system, right? Into dispatch and new flight. Right, so we're going to start off. We're going to depart out of a Dublin airport, and we're going to go over to LC. What's London again? LC, or is it EGLC? Isn't it? That sounds about right. Should I do Aer Lingus or BA? Ooh, good question. Aer Lingus, of course. I flew with British Airways. It's a load of yite. What am I flying in? I'm in a C750. Look. Yes. Right, LGLC, that is that of London City. Yes. Right, what is it giving us? It's going to give us a departure here from Dublin, 28 right, on the Pessit 2 Juliet departure. Then it's going to be an arrival into the Zurich 1 Charlie arrival for runway 27 into London. which is actually kind of cool. 27 was active when I was there. So that all looks terribly good to me. We're going to generate this flight and let's see what happens. A Shamrock A320 it is. I need to turn on my aircon. Right. The aircon is on. We can all relax now. You're right. Right. Let's have a look at this. 45,000 feet. 45,000. Jeez. Right. No hassle. We've 10 passengers. I don't believe that for a second. Let's edit that puppy right there. Because I need to go to the correct airframe. Winglet. And now go in there again. Right, that looks right. London City forever bound to the Thames approach. Takes a lot longer and it's avoiding traffic from Heathrow to Gatwick. Right. Linny Bobbins is here. Hey, welcome in, Linny. Hope you're well. Right, we're still at 42,000 feet. 9 passengers. They took one off us. Right, that looks good to me. We're going to ramble over here. And now we're going to ramble to Navigraph. Hello, Navigraph. Have I tried the new BFU? I haven't, Clipsy. We're going to load it up later on, but I'm going to be using FlightSim 2020 for our VATSim flight this evening. So let's see what it looks like over in... Come back to me. Let's see what it looks like over there in FlightSim 2020, right? Now, come here to me. We're going to unload that flight, and we're going to import a flight direct from Simbrief, and we're going to horse it in there, right? In about 10 hours time, Clipsy. About 10 hours. Right, so this is our routing here in the world according to Navigraph. It's going to be a 28 right departure. And we are on the Pessid 2 Juliet. And then we ramble down over Swansea. Down the south of England. Near Dover. And then hang a left and then straight in. Alright, that looks good to me. So I'm happy enough with that. Now, OnAir Company, lads. This is the star of the show. Because this is what we're working on, right? Now, I haven't yet started the advanced career mode, but now we're about to. Focus on... Onboarding mode is the best way to begin. Onboarding mode is only available once. Now, it says take our time here, but I think we've done enough of this when it comes to what we're trying to do. So I'm going to start the advanced career mode. Warning, you can only switch once every 7 days. Go on, let's do it. You're about to switch. As a reward for your freelance progress, you'll receive a startup bonus. Ooh. Actually, hang on now. Will I be able to fly this particular jet and this particular route? Let's not do this just yet, so. Because I want to get this job up and running, right? So, because I'd be worried now if I make a balls of this. So, what we're going to do, it is going to be a cargo flight. Gathering data. It's loading in there now, lads. We're going to detect this from the simulator, and we're looking for a flight to get us over to Echo Golf Lima Charlie. Nothing coming up here on the map, so we'll do a free flight. So we're going to say, let me see, center on airport. Our arrival is going to be Echo Golf Lima Charlie. There she be. And what we can do on this one, return to departure airport at the end. Well, we will be doing that in a while, but we won't worry about it just yet. This one here, it's telling us there's no passengers. So let me see here. Detect from the simulator. That looks good. That looks good. And let's go ahead and start importing stuff from Simbrief, right? So we're going to go into Fly Now. And we're going to... let me see. We're going to import the flight from Simbrief. So departure is good. Fuel is going to be just over 2,000 kilograms, and that's our routing. All right. And it's a freelance, so it's only 2 passengers we need to take on this. So we need to fix up our aircraft. So let's see. We need to validate fuel and payload. Crew 86 kilos, only 1. Wait, now why is it not giving us that? Let me see. It's given us 2. Cargo's very light though. Free flight manifest shouldn't really matter, should it? Pages only. Alright, we can only do that in the advanced mode. That's okay. Compatible add-ons. It's all working and connected. So we'll see what happens. Emmett is here. Good to see you, Emmett. Welcome in. So we've imported our route. I am happy with that. The weights and balances are a little bit different. So let me see. Managed by the operator. Crew. We'll go in and explore all the other features of this now in a bit, but we'll validate the crew. We're going to fly now. UTC offset. Local departure time should be 10:25. Fly now. and it'll start giving out a bit of fuel and all this. So we need to go into our weight and balance of the aircraft, right? So let me see. The sim reckons we have 684. Oh no, 965, but it wants us to have 684. All right, so let's come over to here. Inside in the aircraft we go, and we'll go to our weight and balance. So our weights go in here, right? So we're going to need to do some stuff. So our fuel, so gallons, 965, we need to be down at 684. So we'll bring this back, 688 will probably do. We'll apply that. And now I have a green light over here on my ticket look. So we can say auto set. We can also auto set our payload, and all this is being done. Nearest airport has already been detected. That's grand. We can start tracking now, and we'll get a boop boop. Right? Is the plan to migrate FFA to OnAir? It's not migrated. It's to add it in MDA. And the reason why I'm saying that, right? With OnAir, there's far more on offer. Air economy is coming to FS Hub, but it's at kind of early stages. What I want to do is for the pilots who are already with Firefly Air and they want to get more out of it. Well, the idea is we're going to be looking, and we will be using OnAir because we can position FBOs, we can do company routes, our own flights, but it's in a live economy mode. Plus, you can also do scenery injection directly into the sim. So, for example, we can appear things like FBOs or even airports. We can actually appear all of that into the sim, and you need to have pilots on the roster. You need to hire additional crew for each and every aircraft. Plus, well, if MDA is flying the company's Citation, for example, and we only have one, I cannot take a route until you're finished with that aircraft, or I can replace the aircraft with something else, right? But I might get a penalty, or I might have higher costs by supplementing the aircraft or substituting the aircraft. Let's say I had a Challenger, slightly smaller, but she might be more dearer to run. You have all of these consequences, which I love. I absolutely love, right? Where is this now? Rob, Phil, Murph, I have a quick question. In free mode flight, can I text other players? There is a way in your session to talk to other players, yes. We'll bring this guy over there, look. If you go into your communications panel and you go to like the intercom, or you can go to your group, this is where you can, if anyone's live in your group, you can text in a message and say hi. And it should pop up inside the group. Should do. It may not be working, you know. But in theory, that's what the gadget is supposed to do. Yes. I wanted to say thank you for the guy who gifted me a sub on Twitch on Tuesday. The Great Hadoken. Yeah, absolutely. It sounds great. I've heard a lot of great things about OnAir. Sounds like great things coming. Yeah, no, it is. And like, as I said, the FS Hub stuff is finally coming, but like, I'm going to play ahead with this one. Only because we've been waiting far too long, and like radio silence. I can't deal with that. Do you know what I mean? So some of the stuff with Firefly Air, for example, I want to kind of show you this, right? Let me just exit out of this because I want to show you, right? I want to show you. If I exit this, abort the flight, right? That's okay. There's no consequence to this. If I come back to here, I think, oh no, I need to close this, and then we enter a new world, right? So this is the main menu with OnAir, and you have the three worlds, right? And this is the one we've created here, Crash Logistics. We're just having a laugh. We do have another one over here, and this is Thunder. Thunder is the final level. There's no aids, no payout multiplier, and the AI pilots may not fly without you at the controls. In this world, every flight your company performs must be completed by you in a connected sim. No fees are applied for not using rented aircraft. So there's a lot of stuff with this. So let's enter this world here at the moment. Now this is all, it's all testing, right? But we have a bit of, we've things up and running, right? So this is the OnAir personal portal, right? And I'm a pilot flying for Firefly Air. However, what I could do, I can go in and open up the VA management portal. And this is pretty cool, right? Just give this a second to load. What we can do inside this portal, this is specific to our virtual airline, right? Like FS Hub isn't going anywhere, but this is just to add more in. That makes sense? So what we have in here, we can see the current cash, the company value, income, everything's a little bit kind of because we're only testing things, and we can see the VA partners, and we can go into employees. So for example, if we wanted to hire an employee, right, we can hire employees based on what their rating is, right? So if you only want to fly helicopters, for example, well, we can hire you, and then you'll see all the helicopter jobs. That makes sense? So at the moment, we don't have any employees because we haven't really done anything yet, right? The other things we can look at, any freelance jobs, or we can look at industries. Industries is absolutely nuts because this is where you can build, purchase your own factories. And you might be saying, well, why do you want to do all of this? Well, our home airport here is Dublin, right? And we can say, well, hang on, look, what's close by? So there's an FBO here, Dublin, right? And if we wanted to put some factories in here, if we select create a new factory, well, it's going to ask it, well, what is it? Like, this is where the thing starts going nuts, right? The factory name, you can give it an ICAO code if it's near an airport. What is it? Is it food production, manufacturing, mining, wilderness, right? Is it a dispatch hub? So a dispatch hub operates as a central logistics node where goods are received, sorted, and dispatched with high efficiency. Construction of production facilities isn't allowed in this area. So let's say, for example, we were going to do, I don't know, manufactured goods, and we can say, right, an airport ownership kit. So we can go in and say, well, give us an airport. Or it's a batteries facility, or a gear factory, or it's a training center, or whatever else, right? And there's a full wiki encyclopedia of what everything is. And it explains, well, you're going to start here, then it goes to this level, then it goes to that level, and you can see the entire kind of tech tree until you get all the way up to your airport ownership. And this is how you will get your own airport. But prior to all of that, well, you need to make sure that you have mining facilities. Then you need to get oil in there, your own oil refineries in there. Then you need workshops like, aluminium and lithium and all this jazz. Then you have build an electronics facility. Then it goes into fishing camp because you need to get food and, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of see the direction where this goes. And that's just for one type of industry, right? There's many, many more. For example, builder contract. In a training center, you can now start hiring building contractors or builder contractors, and these lads go off and start building stuff for you, right? Not only that, but if you want to get into, for example, and I'm still figuring out all of this, but my mind is just blown by it, right? Training gear. Now you might be saying, okay, instead of having to buy training gear, and we can buy it in, right? It's a full world global economy. So if we want something for our airline, let's say, for example, we need training equipment for our staff because we're now going to go from, flying Cessnas to flying firefighter missions. When we need to train up our people, and the way to do that, if we have our own training facility, well, we can train our own people. If we don't have that, we can hire in contractors, but we need somewhere for them to train, or we need to send our people to someone else, and then by having their facility, we pay them. If we build our own facility, well, people will send us their pilots and their staff. And here's the thing, when it comes to pilots or staff, we can have our own pilots, as in they're the users, real world players. But then you need to hire staff who look after your aircraft. You have ground maintenance, technicians, cabin crew, dispatchers, ATC, all of that has to be added in. And they tend to be AI. So you need to make sure that they're looked after, you're paying them well, you're not running the bejesus out of them, all of these things. And it's huge. Like, it really is huge. You don't need to go into all of that, but it's there if you want it. It's there if you want it. There are people who don't even use the flying element. They just use OnAir to do building up the global economy. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what they do. And you can see then there's the different boosts depending on the airports that you're at. So this one here, Heathrow, for example, well, that has a major bonus boost if you operate in and out of that airport. The problem is the landing fees and the fuel is extremely expensive. So you'll see the advantages on one side, but then you see the disadvantages on the other. It's quite mad, this. OnAir, I've been messing around with it for a while. Every time you look at it, it's like, wow, there's another feature I didn't know that was there. It's quite mad. Then you have the trading. So trading is when you have your goods or you're flying resources from around, you can actually see where the supply and demand map is. So by looking around the world map, you can say to yourself, Jesus, there's really high demand for this produce at this country. Right, well then we need to start planning some routes to get from here to there. It's a full logistics thing. And you can see it globally And this can be shared with other real life players or other companies, or you can use it all within your own virtual airline. And you can, if there's any questions, this all brings you around. If like, how does this work? Up will pop a website and it starts explaining everything in detail. Everything. Like, there's your base camp. It'll inject scenery into your simulator. Factories, FBOs, you name it, it puts it in there, right? It's quite mad. Hello, it's quite mad. Do you know? Dip Dap, you're very welcome in. Thank you for the follow. What else do we have? That was the trading hall. Your own goods inventory, your contract, so you can actually set up and sign a contract. We could find a factory, for example, in Belfast, and we can say, right, we are going to offer you a contract, or we're going to, you know, tender for a contract because you want your stuff flown every day from Belfast, you know, over to Edinburgh daily. Okay, if we go for that contract, we get a bonus, but now we also have to fulfill the logistics requirement. We must fly these flights daily. If we forget to do one, or we didn't bother, you're heavily penalized. And if you miss a few of them, they kick you out. It damages the airline reputation, and you're taking a massive step backwards. So all the other little industries and logistics companies that are out there, well, you know, we can just say, as we're just a service partner, we're just going to fly your stuff from A to B. And you can do things like, you know, On Post or the Royal Mail, all of that stuff is in there, or similar names. And you can say, right, well, we're going to be using, we're going to be using a 737 for cargo, because we have a contract to bring cargo, let's say from Manchester to Dublin. But we've also secured a passenger service for an airline or our own airline. And now we're going to take passengers from Manchester to Dublin. And then you have the real world consequence to say, the cargo is extremely busy tonight and the passengers are extremely busy tonight. We can't take everything. It won't physically fit. What do we do? Do we need to divert the flight? Do we need to put an additional flight? Do we cancel the passengers? Do we cancel the cargo? This is where you see the real world stuff making a direct impact. It's pretty cool, right? So that's all that stuff, and that's contracts. Then you have your demands. Any products that you have, it'll show you your own demands. Where do people want your product? Like, isn't it nuts? It's absolutely nuts. And that's all there from the the industry side, right? Then we can go into the business side of the house. So we can look at the logistics center. What pending jobs do we have? Industries we just had a look at. Freelance we can do whenever we wish. Custom regular routes, so if you can create our own custom regular routes, right? And you're not just flying routes for the crack of it. You're putting in demand. You're trying to service demand with supply. And if you say, right, we're going to start in Dublin and we're going to do a route to London, for instance, well, the demand mightn't be, well, the demand could be high, but the supply could be high, meaning the only way you're going to manage to grow there is to compete with other costs. Okay, so we're going to undercut the competition, but now we have the problem of we're not turning a profit because the fuel we're buying is too expensive. We need to source fuel from somewhere else. We can't. It's all expensive. Okay, well, now the airline is going to look into buying or creating its own fuel. And now you can start competing because the demand is high, but the supply is high. Why are they going to use your airline? Well, sure, we're cheaper than anyone else. Michael O'Leary enters the room. Do you know what I mean? Or you can get to an airport that has high demand with no supply. They're the ones you want to find because, well, we're going to fly the route. Or you can find an airport that has no demand and tons of supply. How do we articulate? How do we change our scope to say, right, how can we now make this profitable? How can we get into this to start making money? There's no passenger demand, but this airport just happens to be very close to a factory, and that factory's goods are in massive demand in, like, France, for example. Okay, it's going to pay us to use this as a hub. We can put in our own fixed-based operator, and then we can start scheduling flights from there. It's mad, right? Then we look at the world market. This is where you can hire employees. So it gives you like a global list of all the applicants, all different skill levels, right? So this one here, right? Amanda Simmons, for example. Now, who and what is Amanda? The role, you can see that, well, she's a pilot. Flight hours, 2,000. Punctuality, not too bad. Wages, and then you can evaluate that person to say, well, are they any good, right? If you scroll further down, because we don't want to just look at pilots, we can say, well, give us mechanics. Mechanics are going to be important when you have your own operations there. You can say, well, look, hang on. Look at Jonas here. Jonas Dietrich. He's nearly 3,000 hours. He's very punctual. Stress resistance is important because that'll let us know how much we can work them. What do they cost us a week or an hour? And then you can get into their schedule. Well, you'll work between 9 and 1. You'll take an hour's break and then you'll work 2 till 5. Like, that's the detail. Do you know what I mean? And that's just the people, right? Then you have the aircraft side of the fence. You can buy aircraft, you can lease them, you can rent them. It's nuts, right? So search for aircraft I have loaded in my sim. So this is handy. This is going to search all the aircraft that you have because you have custom aircraft, and it'll go off and find it. So it's going to say, well, right, look, you're using this Cessna Citation. It's a jet. That's its fuel capacity, estimated cruise fuel flow, its range. What else do we have here? Compatible add-ons, view all players, economic details. This is going to show you the costs of operating a machine, right? The cost of the machine. And you can see, look, the airframe 1% repair cost is going to cost you 42 grand. 100-hour annual or 100-hour inspection is 51, and then your annual checkup is 49. So there's consequence to even looking at aircraft. Jesus, should we buy this aircraft? I mean, look at the cost. Not only that, but if we buy this aircraft, knowing that it is quite expensive to maintain and keep it right, and let's say for the sheer crack of it, Schuller Pilot has a rough landing in London and damages the frame, the airline has to cover that. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't crash the thing. Will you be gentle? Do you know what I mean? That's where all that is. Cornwolf says, Murph, is this something you're 100% looking at? I'm hovering over the buy button, but not sure. I need to hold off unless you need a tester guinea pig. OnAir, regardless of the use we'll have with our own virtual airline, OnAir is a massive career add-on. We had a look at Fly the Line last night, which looks great. There's way more depth with this, like way more. It's huge. Fly the Line is very much aimed at a single pilot, and you work for airlines, or you have your own airline. This does the same, but it's much, much broader. Do you know what I mean? Gibbo, good to see you. Hangover on a Thursday. Welcome in. Me head is spinning with all this. It's mad. It is mad, but you don't like this. This will hold your hand all the way along. Now, here's the thing. If you're interested in getting this, don't just get a month or 6 months. Get it for a year. You pay up front and it works out as like a subscription. It's about $3.50 a month if it's a year, or €3 a month if it's over 2 years. The longer you get it, the cheaper it is. If that makes per month, right? So it'll cost you either 35 or 70, something like that, right? But it's the depth that this has, and they're constantly updating it. Like, constantly. I've started working with OnAir this month, and the stuff they're showing me of what it's mad. It's like, what, really? You can do that now? It's incredible. And I love the fact that you can inject scenery objects in, you know? So if we were to say, yeah, look, propose a free rights image, so you can put in your own images. That's what people have already taken, right? So we can browse the market and have a look at this for aircraft, right? I don't, Cornwolf, I don't. In saying that, hang on, I'll help out folks here in the chat. I should have said this earlier. I think I have some. You get a free trial, I think, just by signing up. I also have a 15-day trial. Let's see now. What's this now? Hang on there a second, lads. Right. So 1, 2. I think I've three there, right? So what I'm going to do, we're going to do this, Murph. We're going to do one of these, right? So, what I'm going to do, I have 3 of these to give away. Don't do it yet. We'll do this in, 10 minutes, right? We're going to have 3 winners, and it's going to be a 15-day pass for OnAir, right? 15-day pass for OnAir for free, right? So I've just started that. If you want to enter that, ramble over to Discord. It's in the giveaway channel, which is in the TTM community. There's a giveaway bot there. Click on the little gadget underneath the giveaway bot. All right. And we'll announce the winner here now in a couple of minutes, right? It's a 15-day pass, but it's only if you're, you know what I mean? But anyway, let us have a look at this. This is the aircraft market, and we can see then, right, okay, well, let's have a look, right? Here is the HOA stuff, that's grand. Show only affordable aircraft or search for aircraft I've loaded in the sim. So here's the Citation X that's available. It's 6.5 million, right? And it shows us the payload and the condition of the aircraft. All right, so what can we do with it? Display rent and lease prices. Okay, it's going to show you, these are the following aircraft that you can lease. All right, so November 8428 November has 16,000 hours on the airframe. It's considered high time for 30,000 hours. So once it gets to 30,000 hours, it's high time, meaning the consequence of flying that aircraft, even though the simulator mightn't look at wear and tear, OnAir will calculate its own wear and tear on the airframe. If you're at 30,000 hours, it's most likely more success, what's the word? Chances are it's going to be shagged after you fly it, as in you're going to have bigger costs. So you can see, right, here's one here. Hours before its next inspection, you need to watch that. What airport is it located in? Because remember, you need to get your ass from wherever you are to there to collect the aircraft. Distance away from us, the selling price, rental price. All right, so it's 9,760 quid a month, I think, or for flight. I'm not quite sure. Here's the aircraft in detail. So you can get all the information about it. Does it need a co-pilot? Yes or no, right? Odd flight level, welcome in. The airframe condition, 100%. And these are your costs. Current location. And then you can say, I want to buy it, I want to rent it, or I want to lease it. When you lease this becomes available for your virtual airline, meaning now we have an aircraft, you can fly it, or I can fly it. That's how it works, right? It's deadly, isn't it? It's just deadly. We can also then look at things like the social side of it, so your mailbox, your partnerships. So you can get partnerships with other airlines, you can get partnerships with other companies, you can get partnerships with factories, all that kind of stuff. Company details, ongoing flights, owned airports, and then you have this chat area, you can just talk amongst kind of yourselves, right? So if you were to look at airports and base camps, so we can search for Dublin Airport, right? Display. So this is going to give us information on Dublin Airport. And we can see general. So it's elevation, the operation hours, 5:30 till 01. Available in the following sims. It's also available in Simbrief. And it gives you the METAR and it shows you all the parking stands and all that jazz, right? Let's look at the servicing. So the services, landing and parking fees are calculated based on the gross weight of your aircraft. So your landing fee is $7 times your gross weight divided by 1,000. Daily parking fees is 188 plus 264 per £1,000 above £200,000. You'll understand all of this when you start doing it, but to utilise Dublin, you can see now there are landing fees, there's parking fees. You can also check out, well, what's here, what's available. Well, they have avgas, they have jet fuel, they have 100-litre fuel, and they also have a level 2 maintenance hangar, right? Where am I coming live from? Gino, welcome in from Tipperary in Ireland. So that's just Dublin. Do we have any assets there? Yes, we have a Cessna Citation Park there. That's probably when we were testing things. And I can say, well, all right, give me information on the aircraft. Does it need maintenance? Or I can go into the aircraft details itself. This is the one that we were testing. All right. And see this identifier. We can change that as well. We can call it whatever we want. That's a company aircraft. And we're still working on this. So, you know, activity. So it's going to show, well, this is what's happening there, right? Based on other players or indeed if they're AI. So we can filter this. So at the moment, AI pilots are operating in and out of Dublin, or we can go to real world or human players. So there's a user who's flying from, they're called Buena Vista Aviation. They're flying a Cessna Longitude. They're heading from Dublin over to Ciudad de Urgel, and we can look at the flight details. So that's looking at real world players who are inside the OnAir world. And you know, you can reach out to them and say, hey, drop them a message. Come here. Are you going to France? I am. Have you any room in your aircraft? Yeah, why? Well, I have 10 passengers. I can't fit in here. Can you take them? What? It's mad. Right, it's mad. Sky Vector airport data, that's all grand. So that's the airports. That's just looking at Dublin, right? What else we want to do here? So we're looking at airports, base camps. We can look at FBOs. So is there an FBO in Shannon, for example? Query the database. So this is where FBOs, you can put in your own FBO, or you can go ahead and say, well, who's this one? And this is where it comes to your fuel costs. This is where it comes to maintenance and so on. So yes, Shannon does have an FBO. We can get fuel there. There's a level 2 maintenance hangar. It's a large airport. Let me see. Fuel is costing us 9. Jet is going to be 872. And then we can see all the information over here. Also, you can find FBOs that offer upgrades, so you can actually start upgrading your aircraft. Friggin' nuts, right? Aircraft usage tree, import aircraft, aircraft moderation queue. Don't know what moderation queue. Let's have a look. Red wing, submitted, moderated. All right, I don't know what this does. What is this? Import a new aircraft. I need to figure out what this one is. Again, we can just check the wiki. It's going to tell us. Then you have leaderboard. You can look at the company's leaderboard. So like anything, you know, there's leaderboards. Grim Air, right? Luna Airlines, Han Air, Almost Travel Services, or Almost Travel Services. You get the idea. So you can see what these people are doing, how much activity they have, what sort of revenues that they have, and so on. Also, when it comes into the business side of things, trading is one thing. The world, that's okay. Virtual airlines, properties. So you can have a look to see, well, what property, unless properties of the yoke, members, we can see that list of active VAs, live work orders, aircraft, skills tree. This is pretty cool. So your skills tree for the airport, for the airline. So when all your people are flying, just like what we have on FS Hub, well, this is where we can start unlocking stuff. For example, bank loans, where we can get better interest rates. So we can say, right, lads, I need you to fly because we need to start moving and progressing the entire airline. For example, we currently don't have a passenger or a we can't do medical jobs. Okay, but we need 2 skill points. How do we get that? Well, that might, I need to see the exact number, but like that could be, for instance, 1,000 hours of flying. After 1,000 hours collectively from our virtual airline, we'll get 1 skill point. All right, lads, where do we want to move to? Well, Murph, listen, medical jobs are grand, but we actually really need negotiating parking fees because we're getting absolutely horsed out of it. We need to reduce our parking fees. Or it could be something like, do you know what? We need, we need better fuel seller agreement. We want to sell our own fuel. And you can see kind of where it goes from there, yeah? So that's just the skills. Then you have your own employees. Again, you can hire those in. And then you have company ratios, loans, there's shares and all this sort of stuff. You know? Can you set up company shares then? For example, could Chewy use this and we could take some of his passengers? Yeah, there's ways to have agreements and contracts between other virtual airlines. For example, if the demand out of Dublin is, say, 1,000 passengers a day, and your aircraft, well, we can hold 200. And then another VA, well, they come in and they can hold 200. And then you have another airline, they come in and they can do 1,000. Right? They can do the whole lot. Well, they can reduce and give us some of theirs, or we can reduce ours and give them all of theirs and we take something else. For example, we take cargo. So yeah, there are different ways. It's all to do with the agreements, right? So if you go in and look at, where is it here? Was it under contracts? So we can have a look here. Is there any contracts available to us, right? My contracts, let's see, click on here. I don't see any contracts available. I don't have any contracts there. Unless we go looking for a contract. Do you know what I mean? Business. Weekly routes. Contracts. Demands. It's where you would have to find out where the demand is. Do you know what I mean? Is this going to take over FS Hub? No. No, it's not. This is in addition to it. So FS Hub does what it does, right? And there is an economy mode starting over on FS Hub. Everything on FS Hub stays the same. This is only going out for folks who wanted more from the virtual airline. maybe the FS Hub was getting a little bit stale because they were just doing company routes and whatnot. This is the best solution when it comes to, right, listen, I still want to fly, but I want the consequence. I want to go through all these things. I want something tangible. That's why OnAir is in there. And I've looked at them all. I've looked at all of these. OnAir is just, there's something here for everyone. You know, the only thing with it is behind a paywall. Again, you break it down to $3 a month or €3 a month. Well, you know, it's you have those who are willing because they want to get more out of the virtual airline. Do you know what I mean? And there's stuff on this that's so advanced. When you look at what Air Economy might be doing, they're nowhere near it yet. You know what I mean? So we have 3 winners: Cornwolf, PH Roy, and Mr. 90. Congratulations. Let me see here now. So Cornwolf, does he get one of those? Hang on now. Well done. There's Cornwolf, and we'll give you one of those. And who else do we have? We have PH Roy. Well done. And we'll give PH Roy one of those. And last but not least, we have Mr. 90. Well done. And there's your code there. Well done, lads. Good stuff. You won the giveaway, and I'll try and get more of those soon, right? If anyone's really interested in this and you want to get into it, just drop me a DM. I'll see what I can sort out of getting you access, even if it's a short-term stuff. You know. But yeah, and Gibbo, if you're interested in rooting around with this as well, let us know. There's a lot in it. You could get lost easily, but they do have a wiki. They explain things. Think of it as this, right? When you get on air, you have the option of what world you want to enter, right? So you can say, well, I want to go on as a private pilot, or I want to go in as a pilot working for a VA, all right, for a virtual airline. And you have different worlds in which you can enter. So this one, for example, I can exit out of this, right? And we'll reopen OnAir, and we're going to go back in to what we're working off, right? And I'll show you what this looks like here now. Hang on, there's someone at my door. 1 second. Delivery man has delivered the man. Hopefully it's Mr. Amazon. It's Mr. Next for the missus. So these are the 3 worlds. Cumulus is very relaxed. You can absolutely mess around in here. There's no real consequence. You know, this is where you learn the thing, right? Stratus, it's challenging, as in they make things a little bit more difficult, and you can utilize some AI employees for pilots. You can also do a virtual airline, but you're limited to about 10 other people. So it's not that's bugger all use to us because we have a lot more in our VA. Thunder is the final level. It's the most difficult, it's the most realistic, and you can have an absolute ton. The big E to the Firefly Air, I didn't even realize that was there. But these are the 3 different worlds. When you start off, it'll ask you, you know, create your company, create your persona. That's me up there, right? I would like to see other stuff whereby we can customize things, right? But I'll let them know. You can't get into the cash flow live. You can't get into any of these until you leave what's called the onboarding mode. Now, the advice that OnAir, and I'll give you, stay inside the onboarding mode for a while, because this is where you're going to learn how it works. All right. So that was the flight that we're doing. We're going to click fly now. Everything's already set in the aircraft. So let me see. Destination is, we'll bring it in from Simbrief. Yes. That's grand. That's grand. That's grand. We're going to UTC it +1, fly now. And we're going to make sure that all our fuel is done, which it is. And then we're going to say start tracking. And this records your entirety of your flight. And it'll tell you when you're, gear up at this time, flaps up at this time, and so on. And it'll show you your full route here as well. All right, so we can move that to one side. You also get a drop down in your sim if you want to have a look at it here. So you can bring this up, you can go to your flight data, and that's going to show you all the information that's in here as well. All right. So it's very, very good. Can I tell you a little bit about Dublin? Yes, Dublin, or Ballyahaclia. It was a Viking town once upon a time. You're able to choose 10 people for the virtual airline, or they're appointed to your airline. The 10 real world pilots, they apply to you. They apply to you to go flying. All right. Right. Are we happy enough with that for the moment? We'll have a look now when we go through our flight, and when we land, we'll go through all the bits and bobs to show you then, this is how everything was recorded, and we should be tickety-boo, all right? And have fun with it. As I say, I think there should be a free trial there, but if anyone's interested in it, again, just drop me a DM and see how it gets on, you know? Interested to see how it integrates with the sim, says Gibbo. Yeah, it's quite good, man. It's quite good. So, as you, like, from here, we can see what's happened so far, right? Engine on, no. Start tracking with engines off. So we've done that part, and we'll get all our information here now. So our current flight status is showing the fuel on board, our altitude, sim rate, flight state, waiting for startup, and where we're going. All right, so it's looking at all of this here now as well. And that's our score page. We can go to the map page where it just shows us the map, right? Toggle the airport data on or off. So we can say, well, here's in behind me head, here's Dublin, and we can get information. Here's London. These are the runways in use, the METAR, right? And we can decode the METAR if we wish, and that's all there. All right. And then we have just the flight data page where this is going to explain to say, well, look, this is your current altitude, your speed, the aircraft, and all the jazz is there as well. So we can move that off to one screen. Again, you have it there as a pop out inside your sim as well. So we can use all these things. All right. So consider our aircraft loaded. Navigraph, we should be able to horse in the flight. Let me see here now. Navigraph is loaded in, so that's okay. Map, that's okay. Weights, ground services, and configuration. That should be all tickety-boo. So holy frame rates. Look at the weather here. So yeah, it's going to get interesting here now. Who's that beside us? Vulcan is flying with us. Good to see a Vulcan. And I think I have Join FS up and running, do I? I do. Get some Join FS in here as well. All right, so we're going to power up this machine. Haven't flown it in a while, so let's see what's going to happen. We need to get our battery turned on first, so we'll just start with the battery. Battery 1 and battery 2. External power stays off for the moment. We'll fire this up on the APU. So we're going to go and turn on the master switch. We have power. We'll hit the test button. That's all working. And we're going to go for an APU start. Sounds coming in. We'll look at the ground services. Make sure that we can disconnect instrument covers. Main door. Go ahead and close that. Our chocks are there. Parking brake is set. Parking brake is set. Okay. Alright, so APU be making noises. And let's see here now. APU is looking good. Starter disengage. Leads coming on. Generator coming on. And now we'll start putting some power into our screens. So we're going to go for a standby power. Our ECAS can come online. We can also get our avionics on at this stage as well. Boosters go to normal. Emergency lights have been armed. Got some lights inside in the aircraft. Coming on down here, we're going to align these puppies. Weather system goes to standby. What else do we need? Taxi light, no. We will put on our inspection lights with the crack, ground, anti-collision lights, nav lights, tail floods. They're all on as well. And we'll go into our position initialization. So we're going to load our last, we're going to load our current. Load our current. Now we'll go to flight plan. And we can go into nav, is it? Simbrief. And we're going to flight plan recall. So that should bring in our full flight, which it is. Dublin, Pesset, that looks great. On the next page, we should have a disco and then we're down. So that looks good to me. Next up then is going to be performance. This guy here, we can go to ident, position initialization. That's already done. Tail number November 235 Romeo Mike. Lovely. Climb, transition, That's all grand. Transition level is probably going to be a little bit lower, so we'll horse that in there. Initial cruise is flight level 37. We are going all the way up to 45,000. So we'll see what happens here now. Weight and all that. We're going to sync from the EFB. We're going to confirm that. That all looks good. Next page, double check that's good, which it is. Takeoff runway. So we know we're departing out of runway 28 right here at Dublin. And we can put in our departure. It's going to be on the Pessid 2 Juliet. Let's just double check all of this now. Pessid 2 Juliet. And I'm going to copy over my flight plan and we're going to put it into I'll put it into the bots here now, lads. Just bear with me. Route. There's our route. And we'll do it over the far side. Doodly-doo-doo-doo. Doodly-doo-doo-doo. Chatbot commands. Route. And route. And we'll save that as well. Alright. So exclamation point route. That'll give you the route now. So we can go ahead and activate that. What else must I do on this machine? Departure is already in. Flight plan. Let's keep going ahead. Okay, performance initialization, that was already done. Full performance, that's grand, that's grand, that's grand. Confirm all that again. And we should go to performance. We shall put in landing. We can put in our approach. And for this one, we are looking at the Scenic 1 Charlie for runway 27. So runway 27, ILS 27. Vectors, is it Lavig? No. Put in vectors and it's going to be Scenic 1 Charlie. If we open up Simbrief, let's have a look. Yorkie or Cowsey. Scenic. Listic 1. They're just stars. So Scenic 1 Charlie, we already have that. There's no transition. Activate that. There's a disco. Clear that. Okay, next. Lavno.
Hello there.
And we can horse you in there. And that looks good to me. You should be good. EJazz, welcome in. How's the weather in Dublin? We're actually using live weather here at the moment. And it's, well, it's interesting. 2-8 right is what we're looking for. It's going to be a simple push back. We'll taxi Kilo and then on to November. That's how that is going to look. We're going to reset our barrow. And what else do we want to do here now of setting up this machine? So come back into here. Navigraph, maps, config. I'm happy enough with that. Hide the tablet. And we continue on with what we're doing. Get some additional lights turned on here. Daytime is on. Fuel is grand. You just turned off everything, Murph, because you unmistakably hit a switch. Heading fail. Now, why aren't these lads aligned yet? Do we have everything turned on? We do. Standby power is on. Ignition's fine. That's all grand. We're not getting... we don't seem to be getting an alignment. Performance. So, hang on there now. We go back to... Right, are they aligned now? They are? Yeah, they're aligned. Phew, we're okay. They were, you just turn them off and back on again. It's alright, lads. I break things so you don't need to. What are we looking for here? Barrow is set, 299 or 5. We can probably change this to old money. To do that, friends, I need to... we should have the options in here. PFD, Barrow, V speeds, takeoff speeds are in. What else do you want to do? MFD, wind is grand. ECAS system, no, that's all fine. Okay, APU is on, fuel boosters are on, parking brake is engaged, that's all fine. Pedo static, leave them off for the moment. Anti-skid is on. Right, I think we're good for a push. We will, however, put in a makey-uppy squat code. So we'll go down here. We'll call it 6461. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. That'll do it. And put this brake back up here as well. And we can appear some yokages. And we're looking good. Alright. We're looking good, so we'll look for a push. Auto throttle system, we can go ahead and arm that. We can keep it on manual. And when it comes to our initial altitude, we're at Dublin. They tend to give us 9 or 1,000. So we'll go ahead and throw 9 or 1,000 in there. Course deviation is already okay. Speed is something we want to do. Let me see. So yaw dampener should be already on. We're on standby mode. Flight level change. I don't see the flight directors. We'll worry about him in a moment. Are we getting a push here? Right, here's our push. It's a makey-uppy push. And we're going to go for a start on this machine. So, starter right side on. This FADEC engine is an absolute machine altogether. That should have been off. Right side should be coming alive.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Okay, right side is starting up. We're looking good here. ATS is armed. And we're looking good there. Am I using SayIntentions? I'm using it for I'm using SayIntentions for traffic injection. Okay. That is a good start. On the right side, let's come over here and have a quick look. Ignition is already set to normal. Right side generator, we're going to reset and turn it on. Now we're going to go for the start on the left. And we have N2 arising, about 10% will do her. Fuel in. You're all right. That's coming up well. Hydraulics are grand. Control positions. We also need to get our stab trim in here. Okay, that's a good start. Left generator reset and on. Looking lovely. Both engines are now stable. We'll come over here to the APU. We can probably leave this on for a while, but for now, off she goes. And APU stop. Pedostatic vanes coming on. Let me see. HP valve open. That's okay. That's packed. Auxiliary pump shouldn't need. Seatbelts are on. Recoil lights will come on. Flaps need to be set. Now, when it comes to flaps, flaps 15. What was the trim? Balls. There were V speeds. What was the... Oh wait, we need to get wind information in there. Let me think now. If we go to nav, position, departure, hold, tune. No. Performance. Performance data. How do we get the wind in there again, lads? Fuel management, no? Let's see. I think the flight directors are on the PFD, MFD option. Yeah, I think it is. Sandman, good to see you. FD's come on with the autopilot out of standby. Also, you have not done takeoff calculations from nav, departure, runway. We've done that. Interesting. We'll figure it out. Let's see here now. From nav. Right now. Takeoff. So it's performance takeoff. Runway 28. Surface wind needs to get in here. I thought there was a way to upload the winds in this, no? Not to worry. Close that. Dublin, we want the weather, please. We're going to say weather on the ground. We have winds 310 at 6, 310 at 6. That's in. Outside air temperature is plus 17. That's 18. We'll go with that. Next page, slope, dry. That's all grand. Perf takeoff and get the wind from the tablet and enter it. Yeah. No, we have that. So I can use that or I can use the tablet, yeah? See this page here? So we can get all of that directly. 1019 is what she wants. Are we on live weather? Should be 1019. Alright, there's 1019. V speeds are there, yeah. No, do you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the... Oh, there it is, trim. Jesus. Right. Down you get. Call it 6 point... Let's call it 5 point... Oh no, we'll go 6. 6.5, that'll work. Alright. Let's see what's going to happen here, friends. By the way, our arrival... 180 as we ramble in, right? And then our approach is going to be an ILS runway 27. From Zurich. From Zurich to approach, transition is that one. So it's the Godlu transition, is it? Alright, let's add that. Let's come back in here because there is a transition we can use. Nav arrival, vectored ILS, runway. So vectors, can we not change that? No. It's only giving us Lavic, so we'll keep on vector. So, all right, flight plan. That's grand. High dew. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. I think we're set. We could be in a hoop altogether, but I think now we're set, right? Let's see what happens. I'll come off the brake. It's an ILS 9 approach you put into Navigraph, was it? Oh Jesus, look at that. How did you do the ILS runway 27? Right, we'll check that one out in a while. Alright, off the brakes. Bit of movement coming. Easy now. New flight. Let's get this guy tidied up. Identity, November 235 Romeo. And we're looking good. Now we can probably tune in a bit of stuff here. What we're going to look for... We've got 1186. Because we'll listen to the other pilots. Easy now. Some machine this, isn't it? Max Stallion, good to see you. CGB, good to see you. Welcome in, lads. Yeah, it takes a little bit of just getting used to this machine. So that's OnAir beeping at me. It knows we're moving, right? So if we have a look at this page here, you'll see engine started, parking brake, taxi lights on, flaps, all that jazz is done here, yeah? And it knows we're moving. There's a Ryanair up the road. Easy now. Where's he going? I'm not hearing any not hearing any chatter. So it should be pulling this in from Simbrief. Interesting. We'll just have it on as background chatter. You were looking around for your phone, yeah? Nice. It's great to see kind of injected traffic, isn't it? Yeah, they're working on GA traffic. Where's this mad devil going to go now? Go handy now, Ryanair, do you hear me? It just makes the airports come alive a bit, you know what I mean? Alright, easy now, Jemima. Such a cool looking jet, isn't it? It's a gorgeous machine, this. It's fine. Nothing to worry about at all. Light him up. Okay, so nav should be good. We'll arm nav. Now, can I get my vertical profile there as well? Black Ice Gabe, good morning! Yeah, the engines are huge. Do you know the engines on this aircraft are actually capable of breaking the sound barrier? They're capable of going over Mach 1. And how it works is they had to limit them because the airframe can't support that speed. Kind of mad, isn't it? Right, that looks good, that looks good. Can we get our profile? There we go. 1850s. Right, that's all looking good to me. Right, I think we're good. Arm is that. Flight level change is there. Right, friends, let us see what happens. Are we ready, sports fans? Power coming in. Auto throttle armed. Toga!
Ryanair 47 Charlie Echo contact ground on 130.79er.
There's SayIntentions. I forgot to do a button.
Ryanair 47 Charlie Echo.
Alright, there's V1. Rotate. Oopsie daisy.
Airborne time logged.
Positive at the
Runway
climb.
awareness.
Gear up.
Okay.
Autopilot. Let's go V-speed. Calm it down a little bit.
November 235, Romeo, Mike. You are not clear to take off. Advise when ready to copy a phone number for possible pilot deviation.
I'm terribly sorry, I forgot, and I'm just going to head away there now for myself. Oops! I didn't know I could do that.
November 235, Romeo, Mike, Dublin Tower, understood. Please advise when ready to copy a phone number for possible pilot deviation.
Yes, yes, I'm ready to copy that phone number now. Oh, Jesus! Right, it's grand, say nothing, lads. Oops! Send the fighters, yeah.
November 235 Romeo, Mike. The phone number for possible pilot deviation is 904-948-4001.
904-484-0001 for November 235 Romeo Mike. Oh, no! Right. Speed. Bring up her speed. You big Agent Murphy. Fantastic. CTAF. Let's tune to approach. Let's see what it says now. Dublin approach, November 235, Romeo Mike, passing 4,000 feet for flight level 90. If I recall, you can actually call that number, can you?
November 235 Romeo, Mike, Dublin departure. Say again your altitude. Flight level 900 is not possible. Maximum VFR altitude is flight level 180.
This is what happens when you don't feckin' do your flight. He scored already. How do you get a young one's phone number? November 235 Romeo Mike, we are on IFR flight Dublin to Echo Golf Lima Charlie, requesting flight level 90 and then up to flight level 450. Let's see what it says. It'll probably say no, you can shag right off.
November 235 Romeo, Mike, unable to approve flight level 900 or 450. Maximum VFR altitude is flight level 180. Say again your altitude request.
I shagged it. Yeah, right. How are we looking now? Why are we climbing like an get up the hill there, will you? Get up the hill. I don't think it'll let me. Dublin approach, November 235 Romeo Mike. We'd like to pick up our IFR clearance to London. Let's see what it says. It's going to tell me.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Oh, we could be lucky. We could be. Man, naughty gnome.
Altimeter 7.
Jesus. Standard barrow. Where is the button for standard barrow?
Altimeter 7.
Yeah,
November
right.
235 Romeo, Mike, clear to city, direct Delta Whiskey 122, squawk 1533, and I dare.
Oh, Jesus. What's the number? 1533. How do we ident? Roger, we are direct to Delta Whiskey 122, squawking 1533. Right. We're now at 9,000. Can we climb, please? ID button on the radio panel. Man yourself. Right. It's all grand, lads. Don't know why you were getting all excited, you know. Andy Brown is here, good morning. Look at the state of the views, though. November 235 Romeo Mike, requesting climb now up to flight level 230. Will it? Won't it? Will it? Won't it?
November 235 Romeo, Mike, climb, flight level 230.
Climbing flight level 230 for November 235 Romeo Mike. Up the hill. Jesus, we've turned into a rocket ship. All right. We have people flying. Look at the state of that, though. Look at the state. Isn't it only gorgeous? Yes. All is well. Yes, yes, all is well. We're climbing here now like a pack of mad. Brilliant. Right.
Dublin approach, Shamrock 4 Tango Hotel, flight level 120.
Adam Controls is here. Jesus. Just as well you didn't see the opening of this. I made an absolute mockery of ATC. You're very welcome aboard. I went and added one to my OnAir fleet base in Orlando. Ooh, nice.
9 Romeo, contact Shannon on 124.7.
Just as well we know passengers on today's flight, huh? Alright, we're doing well, lads. Heading out to Peleg, even though they gave us a direct to. Don't mind that at all. No, it should be grand, lads. Should be grand.
Switching to Shannon on 124.7E, Ryanair 279er Romeo.
Delta 17, contact Dublin on 129.1.
By the way, lads, did you see the Just Flight sale?
129.180.
Savage.
Delta 17.
Now, why can't I see traffic? Weather. Huh. Should be interesting. Murph, are you packing the boot with loads of spare parts for me trip? Gibbo!
November 235 Romeo, Mike, contact Dublin on 124.65.
Contacting Dublin 124.65 for November 235 Romeo Mike. What do you say? 124.65. Dublin approach, November 235 Romeo Mike, passing flight level 180 for 230. Right now?
November 235 Romeo, Mike, Dublin identified. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Requesting climb now to flight level 450. So, the boot, myself and Gibbo, we're going on holidays at the same time, but we're going to different places, right? But I'm not taking...
November 235 Romeo, Mike, climb flight level 450.
Climb flight level 450 for November 235 Romeo Mike. Get up the hill, 450. You're going to get a nosebleed at that altitude. Thank you. So yeah, so I'm not driving. I'm going to Shannon. Then we're flying from Shannon to Malaga. I'm renting a car in Malaga. Then we're going to Granada. We're going to check out Alhambra. Then I'm heading over. We've got family over there, so we're going to stay over on the southeast coast. And then we're going to drive back the very south of Spain, back to Malaga. So yeah, no worries with the Skoda. I don't need to bring spare parts. I had it on but muted it because I had a meeting. I'll have to watch it back. Adam Control. Look, why would you had a meeting? Sure, who'd be having a meeting at this time of the morning? Are you mad? Oh. Murph, do you have a second to post your sensitivity settings? What? I'm very sensitive. The sensitivity settings I have all on default. What are we renting? It's like a Renault Kadjar or the Volkswagen T-Roc or equivalent. Do you know? You can get the Vulcan for 20 quid. Jesus. Lurking while in flight in VR Germany to Sweden. Nice. SayIntentions with OnAir. Come on, DK. T-Roc has no boot space. Grand. I've had 3 meetings already. This work, Lark, isn't good for health. 3 meetings by what time? 11:30. Jesus. Now, we can probably get our speed up the hill here a little bit, but I'm enjoying our kind of sharp climb at 3,000 feet. Horse in our speed. This looks nice. This looks very nice. Right, we're doing things okay. Now, Pelig and then Pessid and then we drive it on, look. We're going to London. This is why I have you on, to dull the pain of work, right? Have I left the day job? Echo of pursuit? I have! We're 2.5 months into this gig now. I haven't aged a day, it's brilliant. It's young. It's younger I'm getting. But yeah, I'm loving this, man. It's scary as hell, as you can imagine, right? You know, I don't have advantages of, you know, living at home with my parents, or, you know what I mean? I'm a grown-up, I'm an adult, I need to adult things, you know what I mean? But it works, and the support I get from you guys is insane. So thank you very much indeed. We couldn't do this without you. Spanish panda eyes would be very fetching. Feckin' panda eyes. So like, now lads, I'm going to bring a hat with me. And I want to wear a cowboy hat, because the UV protection with a cowboy hat is all the way around your noggin. The back of the neck, the front of the face, the whole shebang is covered. Now Mrs. Two-Tone isn't too happy about that. She says, no, you must wear a baseball cap. And as Gibbo Ireland knows, I'm not one for wearing baseball caps. Right? They don't suit me. I look like, I don't know what I look like, but they don't suit me, right? So I reckon I should wear the cowboy hat and affect the begrudgers. What are your thoughts? Stitch two together, they might fit. Shut up, you. Gibbo brought me into a hat shop. Twin Peaks, Timmy Mallet style. I've a lovely cowboy hat. It's made of real cowboy. I want to wear that. Because it has the UV protection of, like, you know what I mean? Deadliness and brilliant. I'll show you, look. It lives back here so no one can steal it. That's my cowboy hat. Isn't it lovely? It's made out of real cowboy. You know, it doesn't fit on top of my headphones. Go for the cowboy hat. It's for health reasons, yes. Anything that covers your face. Yeah, thanks, Dazza. Yeah, always there with a motivational push. You big Jesus! Me heart! Buttons! Go for the cowboy hat. Yeah, we'll do that. Alison Johnson is here with a man. Did you just see what she did? 10 gifted tier 1 subs because she's mad. Alison Johnson, thank you very, very much indeed. The absolute legend. Sombrero. No, that'd be no good, because then, like, the third degree burns would go through the gaps of the sombrero. You know, my face would look like a colander. Crocodile Murph. Yeah. Do you know, your man who played Mick Dundee once painted the bridge in Sydney? Yeah, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And then he got a job as an actor. Brilliant. Alison, thank you very, very much indeed. Hope you're well, missus. She fell over with the credit card in her hand and it went into the CD slot, right? Dates all over your face. No, you know the gaps from the colander. Paul Hogan. See? Father Ted knows. The stuff they wear crossing the Sahara. Yeah. Migraine gifted. You have a migraine, you poor old Devlin. Thanks be to, you know, deity of your choice. I don't get many of them, but when I do, Jesus, they're painful. Jesus! Gibbo! Have a pint and Shannon on me! Brilliant! Gibbo, thank you very much indeed for the super chat. The man's a legend. I'm going to have a pint. It'll be a pint. Actually, the pint's a Guinness. The second one, Gibbo, was nice. The first one was yite, wasn't it? But you have storage for extras in the sombrero brim. Fanta and Solfadine to the rescue. Really? Jesus. €12 for a pint. No, there's enough there for 2 pints. Gibbo, you're a legend. Thank you very much, dude. the Super Chat donation over on YouTube, and it scared the crap out of me. The other actor who claimed to be a tracker was Willie. He was in 633 Squadron. Really? Willie? Tell him it's at least €18 a pint. I don't know what to expect in Granada. You know, prices for things. And it's funny as well, right? So we rented an apartment. You know, it was cheaper than a hotel. And it's right across from Alhambra. And there's no access legally by car. You need to send the details through, and then they talk to the local law enforcement, right? El Garda. And, yeah, they need to give you, you know, yeah, up you go.
Dublin Centre, Shamrock 643.
YouTube take their cut. They do. They do. The bastards. They all do. Thank you, Givo. Sandman says it's a blessing. I can't get a word in edgeways. It's a blessing being able to do what you enjoy. Recently retired. Now I have more time to enjoy this great hobby and watch your streams. Well, thank you, Sandman. Cheers. Pico lived there 10 years ago. It was really cheap going out or going on for tapas. I've never understood tapas. I mean, here's miniature dinners. What? Just give me you know what I mean? Just give us the full dinner. I don't need miniature dinners. Look at this. We're flight level 390. Mother, we're high up. You're talking the Earth's curvature, look. What's it like? It's very quiet. Sounds just like a Skoda. Very nice. But yeah, so they need to ring the local law enforcement on the day to say this Muppet is going to be driving here in said car at said time, and he'd be alright, you know. We Irish required big plate dinners. We do! Only going to 370, but you're in a 320. Ah. Miniature dinners, no good for this body as well, you know. Right? The temple, Dazza. The temple. You know what I mean? Semantic Warrior, next time come to North Bilbao. I'll introduce you to the marvellous world of Pintnos and Soli. 1,000 times more exciting than tapas. I can't even pronounce it, Semantic, so it sounds nice. You get that with a beer or wine. If you take 3 beers, you got a dinner. Oh. Beer is cheap in places. I've saw that. I've looked at all the little places. Basque pronunciation, it's easier than it looks. I'll take your word for it. It's 37 degrees in Granada at the moment. 37! Hence the cowboy hat. Right.
November 235 Romeo, Mike, contact Shannon on 124.7.
Very strange we're talking to Shannon, but over to Shannon 124.7, November 235 Romeo Mike. 1247 1247. Shannon Control, November 235 Romeo Mike, passing flight level 410 to 450. Tap ass got me punctured one night. I didn't know it was all about food.
November 235 Romeo, Mike, Shannon identified. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
1850 715 815.
It's not afternoon yet. I'm already on London Control. Yeah. 37 would be like an oven. It'll be warm. The free test is here. Good to see you. Tap ass got me punched. That's brilliant. What are you doing? Tap ass. I tapped the ass. Whoosh. Could be worse. Planet Neutral is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Greek food. There's a lot of kind of Middle Eastern food out here. Turkish food and all that jazz. You know. Murph, if you want to cool down, visit the Sierra Nevada. We're going to be driving over those mountain ranges as well. You want to see where we're going? Look, I'll show you. I'll show you now, look. Wait till you see the crack I'm getting up to. Right. So we're going to ramble in this neck of the woods here now. Right. Here's Granada. Here is Alhambra. Or Alhambra, right? We're staying over this neck of the woods, look.
Shamrock 159er.
We're very close to this neck of the woods here, right? So, like, look at the state of me view in the morning, look. You know, like, Jesus, then this is going to be nice, right? They have a statue of me as well, look. Anyway, We're going to be going over this neck of the woods here.
November 235 Romeo, Mike, Shannon. Expect the Sierra 1 Charlie arrival. Expect to descend in about 20 minutes.
Roger, we'll expect the Sierra 1 Charlie arrival with an expected descend in about 20 minutes. Should we not be talking with London Control? Commander Snow, welcome in. Let's see what they have to say about that. Right, so we're going to be driving over this neck of the woods then, and I'm heading over to here, look. We'll be down around Mahaka and all these places, Vera and all, beautiful, right? Gorgeous neck of the woods. I love over here. I have family living over here, and it's absolutely fantastic, look. Can we drop the little man, like, you want to see some of the mountains up here? Absolutely gorgeous, look. Look at it, look.
November
Gorgeous.
235 Romeo, Mike, contact London Control on 134.75.
Over to London Control, 134755, November 235, Romeo Mike. London Control, a very good afternoon, November 235, Romeo Mike, flight level 450. It looks terrible, yeah.
November 235 Romeo, Mike, London Control, identified. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon!
1850 715 815.
Hello, good afternoon, you're very welcome to Jamorfly. Right. Why is the speed acting them up at there now? Anyway, we're going to be in that neck of the woods for a couple of days. So, oh yeah, the road, sorry, the road. Look at the road I have to drive, right? Where's Granada? I'm over here now. So here's the Sierra de Bada, right? The Bada. But we're coming over this neck of the woods. Where's that mad, windy, twisty road? Is it up here, look? I think it's these roads. Oh, here it is. Oh, yes. This is the road we're taking. Up through the mountainous regionus maximus, right? What's over there, look? We're on the way to London City, yes sir. So these are the roads I'm going to be driving on. How freaking cool and brilliant is this? A miniature little road trip. They'll probably put us in a Fiat friggin' Panda, I'd say. But this is going to be nice now. Look at that, look. Absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to be heading up here. There's a big tree. There's do you know what there is up here? There's a big there it is, the observatory. We're going to head up to this gadget here, look. Could be worse. They might give you a Skoda. Listen, right? Shag off. Skodas are great. Jesus, I kind of need to go up there at night time. That'll be me. That'll be me now, standing on a big rock. Hopefully there's no snow up there, otherwise that's going to be a bad holiday.
Radar contact.
But yeah, and then on the way home then, we're going to ramble back down this road, down near Almeria, and we're going to come out to a place called, is it Nera or Nera? Nerja is the proper name, but it's a soft J, right? Here it is here, look. So we're going to go to this neck of the woods. Ew, he said, in a proud and happy voice. Those women were in the nip. It's going to be over this neck of the woods. You see, it looks nice, doesn't it? Nerka. Oh, it could be Nerka. Regardless of what it is, hire cars are the fastest cars ever made. Yep. So we'll drive there on the way back, and then we're back into Malaga, and we're spending a night in Malaga, and we're going to be around this neck of the woods here. So there's a bull racing or bull ring, right? If you're into it. But there's Roman stuff. The Romans? There's Roman stuff here. Look at this. I want to check out the Roman stuff because it looks absolutely fantastic, look. It's an old Roman amphitheatre. You know, I'll take a selfie here and send it to Gibbo. He'll really appreciate this, I'd say, you know. Teatro Romano de Malaga. I'll get all kind of, you know, do me Cicero impression. But that's in Malaga. And there's a church here that they never finished. This cathedral, look. The Spanish are great lads at building churches and never finishing the tops of them. They only built one of them. There was supposed to be two of them. I'll show you here now, look. Look. They forgot to do the other one. Or they ran out of money or something. I don't know, but, you know. But Alhambra, really looking forward to Alhambra. The history of that place, it's absolutely incredible. And like the engineering they managed to put in, like crazy stuff. Alhambra looks absolutely beautiful. Are you not entertained? But yeah, that looks absolutely sweet. We're going there on Monday and we have a guided tour at 12 o'clock and it's going to be 30 odd degrees. So they'll know it's me. I'll be wearing a cowboy hat. You know what I mean? And probably this shirt and I'll be thanked for me service and everything. Do you know, I'm at their bashing me heel. Oh! Why do I keep putting the chair like that? But isn't it terribly fancy looking, lads? Oh yeah, I better wear shorts as well, yeah. But look at the architecture, look. Arabic, it's absolutely beautiful. My mother-in-law lives in Tenerife. She says she speaks Spanish. When we asked her how she learned it so fast, she says, just say it in English but with a Spanish accent. That'll be me! And of course, we come to our Corona and we'll all be from Espanol. Brilliant. Yeah, I can't wait. Wait now, are we supposed to be descending soon? Where are we? Why don't I have altitudes put in here? There we go. Flight level 160, so we're alright for a while. Look at this, lads. Flight level 450. We're doing 553 knots over the ground. I mean, come on out of that though. Isn't it only brilliant? Jesus. The weather down there is fairly yite as well, isn't it? I'd rather go in cooler weather. I hate anything north of 25 degrees. Ah, no, not at all. That's the... Yeah, I saw that picture give out. And I didn't do anything with it. But when I saw the picture of Muse's face, and then of course it's now just been memed. That's fantastic. Muse fan has the picture of absolute utter disbelief and upsetment. And I'm talking absolute shite again. Brilliant. That is fantastic, isn't it? Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that is brilliant. That needs to be saved. I must put that on the screen. Jesus, he's talking absolute shite again. That's brilliant. It needs to go on the telly, yeah. Save that puppy right there. That is fantastic. Oh, how very true. Oh, how very true. Brilliant. I like the heat. 30 odd degrees, like that's I do like hot weather. The missus not so much. She loves, like, if we were to say, okay, ideal holiday, hers would probably be in a city at winter time, you know, with snow. Mine would be in the most isolated wilderness in the world with a bar and a pool. That's it. You know, our hot weather is horrible. It's like 95% humidity out there. It's crap. Magnificent picture. It's really good, isn't it? Deadly. Mine's up a mountain with snow, 2 degrees and skis. I don't know. Lads, what would be your ideal holiday? So are you like me, go to isolation in the heat? Or are you like naughty, up the mountains with snow? Or like me missus, into a big populated city with thousands of people breathing all over you? You know? Cornwall, one I don't have to pay for. Best holiday ever. Sure, every day is a holiday if you go into your garden, if you have a garden. Although mine is more like holidays from hell. I need to fix my garden. No heat. No heat. Schuller, no heat. Isolation in the north like Norway or Scandinavia. Ooh, yes, Roy. But it'd be cold, Roy. You know what I mean? Oh, Jesus, are we off for descent? Ruhan. VNav. In you go, you big Jesse. Speed. FMS speed. And 160. November 235 Romeo Mike. Request descend now. Flight level 160. Will they, won't they? Will they, won't they? Cool mountain retreat. Norway's gorgeous. I need to go to Norway. You did some step descents like 3818 before the start. Seems to work well. Nice. My dream holiday will be up in the mountains in Switzerland with a cup of Swiss hot chocolate. Ooh, and the sound of silence. As in actual silence or the sound of silence? Hang on, I'm getting the vibe. In the Swiss mountains with a hot chocolate. Oh, it's FlightSim is here. Good to see you. Us Aussies don't get out of bed unless it's above 30 degrees. Welcome in. Hope all is well, my dude. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Right. November 235 Romeo Mike. Request descend. Do.
November 235 Romeo Mike. Cleared Siri 1 Charlie. Arrival intercity. When you're ready to begin your descent, descend flight level 370.
Cleared for the Zurich 1 Charlie arrival into London City. Descending flight level 370. Can we request descending flight level 160? Granada and the Alhambra are wonderful,
November
says Black Knight.
235 Romeo Mike. Descend flight level 310.
Descending 310, 5 Romeo Mike.
November 235 Romeo Mike. Descend flight level 160.
Bloody hell. Descend flight level 160. November 235 Romeo Mike. 160. 160. Right. Descending now. Let's see what happens. About to request descent now. Yeah, Granada and Alhambra are wonderful. Sounds like a great trip. Hope you both have a great time. Thank you, Black Knight. Yeah, we're looking forward to it, man. Myself, the missus, and Junior. And as I say, we family who live out there. Spain is my ultimate destination of retirement. When I retire, I'm going to live in Spain. Because where my auntie and uncle live, I love that whole region. It's beautiful. It's in the mountains. You have the smell of like citrus and orange and all these things. You're about 45 minutes to the coast for the beach. And you're in the wilderness. I love it. I love it. Cool mountain retreat for 98 Vulcan. Schuller pilot grew up in Texas. Had enough heat for, well, a long time. Yeah. A lot of mangoes, yeah. Telegram for mango. The long descent begins. It does. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Now, I need to brief myself. I've never done this approach into London. So we're going to ramble in this way. Biggin Hill via
November
War.
235 Romeo Mike. Descend flight level 180.
You just gave us 160. You're having a bit of a moment there, lads. Flight level 180. November 235 Romeo Mike. What was it doing? Navigraph. So 250 under 10. That's grand. So the ILS then for 27. Missed approach. Climb straight ahead, 2,000. And 5.6 miles, turn right, climbing 2,000. Jesus, that's going to be... Yeah, that's fairly straightforward. Look at the friggin' descent path in here, look. 6 degrees, look. When you retire, you can stream full time. That's the dream, Gibbo. That's the dream. So when Mr. Two-Tone be going with you. Yes. Yes. They're going this time. Big Al, good to see you, buddy. I was in Tobago. I really liked it there. I'm a beach house. Wait. I am beach house estate holiday. Sandy beach, no people and warm sea. No more than 22 to 25. Really? I don't know. I kind of like, you know, the 30s are grand for me, you know. The beach is fine and all, but you get sand. I like looking out on the beach, you know. I wouldn't mind, right? It's the last. It was 2018 or 2019 when we were last out in Spain, and we actually went to. We were comparing prices, just in different places, right? And you could get a fully fitted kitchen for like, I think it was like €4,000, fully fitted. We came back here and priced it. It was like 3 times the price. It was like, what? SayIntentions is having a moment. I might kill it and then restart it. Bargain, right? Now to quote Anakin Skywalker, I hate sand, it's itchy and irritating and it gets everywhere. Star Wars. Oh wow, look at
November
that.
235 Romeo, Mike, descend. Flight level 100.
I don't think we're supposed to be that low. Descend flight level 100. November 235 Romeo Mike. 37 degrees and you'll be frying eggs in the car. Jesus. We won't argue with ATC. We'll do what we're told. Alright. Flying into London City. This is great. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. So we fly out on Sunday. We're out of Shannon at something like 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Beautiful. What a time for flying. Newfoundland is here. Good to see you. Newfoundland. Welcome in, buddy. So yeah, we're flying out at like 3 o'clock. We get over there at 7:30 or something. Rent a car and then drive like a devil up to Granada on Sunday night. Stevie B's, good to see you. I've lived here for 20 years and people ask me, how's your Spanish? As a Kerry man, my English isn't that great. Why? That's right. Can you speak Spanish? Yes, I speak to them every day. Brilliant. Okay, this is going to be interesting. We're at 250 knots. We should be at 180, but that's not important right now. Above 25 degrees and you can't function? Really? No, man, I love the heat. Love it. You don't do much, granted. Like, it slows you down and whatever, but like, it's grand, you know? This is interesting what we're doing here now. So we're flying out at 3 o'clock. Ryanair, right? And I'm hoping there's no friggin' ATC delays. Because even if you go onto the Ryanair website today, they're telling you there's ATC delays all over the shop. And sure, the London or the UK NATS went down yesterday, didn't it? ATC staff shortages across. Like, this is the crap we're up against. Read more. Have you been delayed again? France are the worst. Spain is second.
London Control, Shuttle 6 Lima, flight level 180.
Not looking forward to that.
Shuttle 6 Lima, radar.
Chaos yesterday. That's the second time that's happened, hasn't it? As a Newfoundlander, my English is worse than yours. Listen to the song Hola Supermercado, Telebancos por aquí de... Who? Roy? What? Easy now, Jemima. Picking up some speed. Easy does it. Easy does it. We've a bit of a way to go yet. So we're only over kind of Swindon. Well, maybe a little bit further. I don't use any of the ATCs. They all seem to have a mind of their own. They're learning. They're learning. The RAF are worse. Nightmare yesterday in the UK, but Nat's down. Yeah, I heard. Friggin' disastrous, right? Disastrous. This is very...
Control, Ryanair 71 Delta Kilo, flight level 310.
This is very, very pretty.
71 Delta Kilo, radar contact.
Look at the state of this, look. Isn't it absolutely friggin' gorgeous, look. We're liking this. Even flight radar was acting up. Or was
November
it?
235
welcome in.
Romeo, Mike, contact Thames. Director, approach on 132.7.
Thames Director? Never heard of him. Over to Thames Director approach, 132.7. November 235 Romeo Mike. 132.7. Why is it holding us at 160? Thames Director, November 235 Romeo Mike, flight level 160.
November 235 Romeo. Mike, Thames Director approach identified. Good afternoon. Expect the ILS runway 27 approach into city.
We'll expect the ILS runway 27 approach into city for November 235 Romeo Mike. Vespa, I hope you're well, buddy. Jeez, look at the weather here. It's not fantastic, is it? It's beautiful where we are, but like we're very high, look. Now we're at 16,000 feet. It wants to hold us here, so the airplane has taken over. For me to beat that and follow at ATC, I can VS it or flight level change it. It's like a restriction, do you know? Now, speaking of ILSs, SSSs, will we have this? 112.7. 111.15 is what she wants. 111.15.
Heathrow radar, KLM 27 Mike, 13,000.
Okie doke.
Thames Director approach.
Rip, Johnny, good to see you.
27 Mike.
I'll use the Jacko hold or else we'll be landing at the same time. No worries, Schuller. Will's welcome in. Big Al says, long time ago, way back in the day, we had a neighbour go on holidays to Spain. When he came back, we asked him what part of Spain did he go. He said Spain town. As you could have imagined, he didn't leave our village very much. Ah, I was away in Spain. Oh yeah, what part? Ah, the town there.
Control on 118.4 Swiss 8 Tango.
Shunty Mac Shunface, good to see you. This is SayIntentions, yes. And we're using OnAir as well. We're monitoring all of our flight with OnAir. Shping. So it's showing us the full route of what we've done. Here's our approach, our profiles, and you'll see then all the different flight events that we're covering. So far, so good. What's me out CPU usage here? It feels a little bit kind of sluggish, doesn't it? Interesting. Murph, can you see the link in chat? Negative. You can't post on the chat, or you can't post links, Roy. Throw it in on Discord, we'll pick it up there. Always getting asked what part of Spain is Tenerife, right? I had on air but didn't use it enough to justify it. Yeah, it looks awesome. FlightSim Max, good to see you. Oh yeah, dude, it's really good. Real good. Retro Prop, good morning. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, no worries, Roy. We're about to start our approach into London. Now this is loading in London City, that's why it's like, you know, chomping at the bit. But it does look, oh Jesus, then look at the state of this. Isn't that pretty? What an absolute machine. Isn't it gorgeous? Man, that looks good. Isn't it only... oh, Jesus, the starters. Isn't it terribly, terribly pretty? No, Max, I think any of the starters coming in, it's from scenery loading. London is always a pig, always hard on frames.
Down to 3,000 cleared for the ILS runway 27 left approach. Air France 9.
And we're on multiplayer.
X-ray.
Delta 36, contact Heathrow Tower on 124.48. Switching to Heathrow Tower on 124.48. Delta 36. Air France 905 Charlie X-ray, contact Heathrow Tower on 124.48.
Switching to Heathrow Tower on 124.48. Air France 905 Charlie X-ray.
Speedbird 579er Victor, proceed direct. Begin, cleared for the ILS runway 27 left approach, descend and maintain altitude 3000 until established. Descending to 3000 cleared for the ILS runway 27 left approach, Speedbird 579er Victor. Eurowings 2462, proceed direct. Begin, cleared for the ILS runway 27 left approach, descend and maintain altitude 3000 until established. Descending to 3000 cleared for the ILS runway 27 left approach, Eurowings 2462. Speedbird 579er, Victor, contact Heathrow Tower on 124.48. Switching to Heathrow Tower on 124.48.
Oh, the stutters! Oh, Jesus!
Victor. Eurowings 2462, contact Heathrow Tower on 124.48.
Switching to Heathrow Tower on 124.48. Eurowings 2462.
It's terribly pretty.
Golf, contact London Gatwick Tower on 124.23.
Over to London.
All right, let's see what happens as we go through the clouds.
23, easy 43, uniform golf.
So Big Al did a total clean reinstall of Windows 11. Nothing new, but the operating and sim are now getting 110 on Ultra. Ooh, nice. But like, we're getting about 80 odd coming into London, which isn't bad at all. Hayden is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Right, so when we land, I probably won't have time to get us back to Dublin. So we'll go straight into our... we'll go straight into, whatchamacallit, our VATSim brief, right? So we're expecting the ILS, light them up, and let us see what happens here now.
Eurowings 7 Golf Uniform, contact London Control on 133.18.
Over to London Control on 133.18, Eurowings 7 Golf Uniform.
So there is a disco, so we'll see what happens. Okay, speed here.
Alpha Foxtrot, contact Paris Control on 135.55.
Over to Paris Control on 135.55, beat Lufthansa 5 Alpha Foxtrot.
Let's call it 220 here and we see what happens. So we're off our descent path for the minute. We're holding at 10,000.
Lufthansa 402, contact London Control on 121.23.
What you do with your 4090 in the end? I have it in a box. It needs to go back to GG.
23E, Lufthansa 402.
yeah. Could you imagine? No, he'd feckin' kill me if I did that. I was thinking of putting it into my streaming PC, but he wants it back, so it may go back. Do you know what I mean? Jesus, you'll never guess what I did. It fell and smashed. You know, I don't think I'll get away with it. But yeah, starters coming into London. We blame the scenery and probably multiplayer. Everything else seems to be going okay-ish. Alright, so Lavno. Where's Lavno when we're looking at it? Lavno. There's Lavno. Alright. Max 250, 10,000, and then back into Lavno. Okay.
Nordwind 763, contact London Control on 121 decimal.
That's half a Spanish kitchen right there. I'm telling you now. What's the expected landing time?
Decimal 23, Nordwind 763.
About 20 minutes. Big Al says, so is the Miltech MH60 worth it right now, Murph, or does it need some updates? No, it's worth it right now. Right now. There's a couple of patches needed, but nothing that's game breaking. That's an awesome chopper, man. We're going to be flying it on a group flight tomorrow night. Let's see how it behaves. But yeah, no, I think it's worth it right now. It's a great machine. Great machine, lads. Okay, what was our approach for this? It is going to be 3,000. Hello there. We'll put in 5 initially, right? Lunar Jets, good to see it. Alright, our lights are on. We're sitting on 10,000 feet. And this is all terribly pretty. Weather's going to be interesting. We'll go as far as Untum and then we'll do a direct. November 235 Romeo Mike, request descend now to 5,000 feet. Let's see what happens. DSF, welcome in, buddy.
November 235 Romeo Mike, descend altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1015 for November 235 Romeo Mike. Alright, down to 5. Down the hill we go. Oh man, that's pretty. Call it 160 and speed brakes out. There we go. Drop the nose. Let's see what happens here, sports fans. (1015). That'll do nicely. Descending nicely. Easy. Alright, speed is looking good. Just leveling off there till we get our speed back up, and then let's drop with the nose. Let's go with notch of flaps. All is looking well. QNH
altimeter 7.
Should be 1.6.
November 235 Romeo Mike, proceed direct, Lavno. Descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 27 approach.
Proceed direct, Lavno. Descend altitude 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. We are cleared for the ILS runway 27 for November 235 Romeo Mike. Right, descend 2,000. Lock you in there. And drop it down. And let's see what happens.
Altimeter 7.
Why is she giving out about my altimeter? (1016) 1016 and 1016. Alright. Love this plane, but I struggle so much to butter it. Yeah, not the easiest to land it. Let's see what happens. Why aren't we descending there, Betsy? There she blows. Alright, speed look good. Easy. Easy.
Easy 64 Yankee, Quebec. Direct Timber. Cleared for the ILS runway 26 left approach. Descend and maintain altitude 4000 until established.
Descending to 4,000. Cleared for the ILS runway 26 left approach. Easy 64 Yankee, Quebec.
Okay, she's a little bit high, but the approach is very steep here. So we shall see what happens. Man, look at this weather we're coming into. Fantastic. It should be fun. Murph, I want to buy my first set of rudder pedals. Which do you think are the best for a budget of $400? I would recommend highly either the Thrustmaster TPRs or the Moza ones.
Heathrow radar,
They're very good.
609, a flight level 150.
Okay, 6,000 feet. This is going to get very interesting. She's very slow on the old glide, isn't it? And I've lost the glide slope. Now she's back on.
Heathrow radar. Eurowing 7 Golf Uniform 15000.
Drop her down there, Betsy.
Juliet November 295, Thames Director approach
Here, come down.
identified. Good afternoon. Expect the ILS runway 27 approach into city.
Easy now. Let's see what happens. I don't want to go kind of too low too quick.
Juliet November 295, descent. Altitude 10,000 feet, QNH 1016.
Alright, this is going to be tricky. Jesus, look at the scenery out there, man. Now it should hold us at 2,000. What's the speed coming up? Approach mode is armed. $2,000 feet is what we want. We're 13 miles out from Navno. I have a feeling I descended a bit quick, but we're alright. He told us to go down to 2,000, so we blame the ATC. Jesus, look at the weather. We don't have wipers on this machine, sure we don't? There are no wipers. That's very pretty. I can approach now. Let's see what happens.
South end radar. Ryanair 40 Tango Tango. Flight level 150.
10 miles. Once we get to Lavno, we should be established.
Heathrow radar. Speed
Do you know how to connect the GPU on the ground? Yeah, you have a button on this gadget over here on your tablet. Go to ground services and then just click on ground power.
Approach. Eurowing 7 Golf Uniform 11.
And then on your battery, you'll see you have your main battery switch and then you have external power just there. That should do it.
Whiskey, direct Bovingdon. Cleared for the ILS runway 27 left approach. Descend and maintain flight level 070 until established.
I didn't put my landing performance in, no.
Descending to 7,000 cleared for the ILS runway 27 left approach. Speedbird 835 whiskey.
Let's horse it in now. So, info, weather. So what we're looking for outside air temperature is 21. Winds are 2 to 0 at 6. Flaps 35.
Heathrow radar, Ryanair 40 Tango Tango, flight level 110.
Approach speeds are in. 117 is what she'll take. Slow her right down. Man, that's a view and a half, isn't it? Look at that look. Isn't that gorgeous looking? That is very immersive looking, isn't it?
Speedbird 835, whiskey contact Heathrow Tower on 124.48.
Switching to Heathrow Tower on 124.48. Speedbird 835 whiskey.
So it uses, see the vents at the front, it uses like high speed air to blow it off the windshield. Flo Calla has it right there, yeah, that's what they do. Man, that's just very pretty, isn't it? We're heading over this direction. I can't confirm that's what it's like here. Rich Miller, welcome in, buddy. I miss London. We had a great time in London there last weekend. This is brilliant. We'll get our photogrammetry coming in next. Rambling in, nice and easy. An approach into London City. Yeah, it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Looks real good. Sim is doing an absolute champ of a job here.
November 235, Romeo Mike, contact City Tower on 118.08.
Over the tower on 118.08. November 235, Romeo Mike.
Departure Sunturk 39er Romeo.
We're not yet established, so we'll talk to him now in a moment. Here's the River Thames. They don't call it Thames, no? Here's our airport. Any minute now we're going to grab that localizer. We'll give him a shout when we're established. Ooh, it's pretty. Imagine if it crashed. Oh, Jesus, imagine if it crashed. Alright, left turn coming in here any moment. 2,000 feet looking good. Glide slope is on the way down. That's what we want to see. Keep coming, you devil. We're a mile from Lavno. We'll pick up the localizer here just as we start to turn, and then we're straight in. Do. Half a mile. Let's see what happens. Shuller's right behind us. Uh-oh. There's capture. City Tower, November 235, Romeo Mike. Established on the localizer, ILS runway 27. In you go, you big Jesse.
November 235 Romeo, Mike, City Tower, Roger, continue approach for ILS runway 27.
Continue approach, ILS 27, 5 Romeo Mike. Let's see what happens. Midman, welcome in.
Hello there.
Are we not above the glide here? Jesus, Sim, don't fucking give up on me now. It's so steep coming in here, it's going to be class looking. 98 Vulcan at a CTD. Jesus. Something happened there because I got a massive stutter. City Tower, November 235 Romeo Mike. Just to confirm, are we clear to land? The reason why I'm asking, it gave me a note over there on the side. It's coming up on the screen. I'm clear to land. Clear to land, runway 27, November 235 Romeo Mike. Alright. I have control. Let's see what we can do. Easy now, easy now. This is going to be sporty. This is class looking. Isn't it very good? Look how good that looks. Look at the state of Sim.
Approaching 4,900 feet available.
We're going to need every bit of it, Jemima.
Caution! Short runway! Short runway!
Yeah, we know. It's London City, love. It's grand. Easy now. Easy now.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Who was that? The Livix, you devil. Easy. Easy. Don't float it, Murph. Don't float it. Get down.
Landing time logged.
We'll have to take it. Right. Reverse.
2,000 feet remaining.
Wondering why my reverser didn't work?
Remaining.
Spoilers in, reverser stowed, and welcome to London. Alright. We'll hang a left here.
November 235 Romeo Mike. Welcome to City. Contact ground on 121.83.
Over the ground 121.83 for November 235 Romeo Mike. City ground November 235 Romeo Mike. Request taxi to parking.
November 235 Romeo Mike, taxi to main. Apron stand 10 left at your discretion. Good day.
Stand 10 left at my discretion, 5 Romeo Mike. Uh-oh. That's behind us, isn't it? Oh, Jesus, it's all the way behind us. Request parking on stand 4, if that's possible. Martel, good to see you, buddy.
November 235 Romeo Mike, taxi to main apron stand 4 via Tango. Good day.
Stand 4 via Tango, 5 Romeo Mike, thanks. Don't they like turn and face the opposite way here? No? They should do. Hey, and a boxman is here. Good to see you, buddy. Easy now. Easy now. I'll do it. Alright, on the brakes. Parking brake set. APU, fire up. Okay, taxi light coming off. Screens off. Pitot off. Flaps are fully in. APU is making a lovely sound. Let's see if we can pop some chocks on. APU gen, leads, disengage the starter, engine 1 and 2
engine off. Time logged. The flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
Excellent. All right. Systems coming down. That looks good. Ground power, connect. And activate. There's our ground power. Go to stand 10. We can have four parks at 5. Grand. Naughty Gnome, that's called Runway Alert Awareness Gadget. It's called XRAS. It disappeared. This program here, it's excellent. And you can tell it to, like, don't be giving out about short runway or any of this crack. Look. You can turn stuff on or off. This is a great bit of kit. I love it. Love it. No, don't close.
Runway. Awareness. Okay.
Feet.
Feet.
Okay, that looks good. Let's go ahead and get the door opened. GPU we can bring offline. Master switch coming off. We're on external power, so the external power works. Welcome to London. That was fun, wasn't it? It's a mad little airport, this. This is the UK 2000 version of it. It's just better. So they drive you in this way, look. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Here's your terminal entrance down here, look. So there's your little arrivals place. And departures. I doubt very much there's an interior. No, it's just photos. That's the airport terminal. The tower that's here, it's actually one of these fancy fandangled new ones. Like automatic towers or something. Pretty cool, isn't it? Midlife Rex looking good. We were on the Southeast Asian server. But yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? What do you think, lads? The Citation is a great jet. I mean, it behaved itself completely there. Now, let's have a look at OnAir. There's a little train coming in. So OnAir, let's get our full report here, right? So flight completed. Your flight has been monitored. So that's what we flew. Touchdown. So we took off at 11:12. Touchdown at 12:39. Airborne at 11:25. Engine off at 12:42. We received some experience points for this flight. Plus we got a 20% bonus. Landing regular, 297 feet. Not too bad. A little bit heavy. That's what it's giving out, right? Reputation change. So, because free flight, we got a small little rep increase. Our bonus, comfort bonus, safety bonus, and aircraft handling bonus. Then you can see the airframe condition. Normal wear and tear, 0.2. High time airframe condition, -1. Engine number 2, wear and tear, and engine number 1, wear and tear. So this is where, you know, this is where it shows you all the wear and tear. Here's our full record now. So the entire flight, and you can open up all of these things, right? So we can have a look here and say, right, max G-force, pitch, indicate airspeed under 10,000, overspeed, gear overspeed. You get all the information. Aircraft preparation, start tracking with engines off, engines on, departure taxi, nav lights, ground speed was under 40 knots. Initial climb, nav lights were already on. Now the landing took away some points, so our vertical speed, it only gave us 8 out of 10. Our G-force gave us 6 out of 10. It was a bit of a rough landing, so that's why we lost some points there. Arrival taxiing, all good. Flaps up, nav lights, ground speed. And then we have our engine off. We got full points because we kept our fuel reserve. If we look at the flight plan, that'll show us all the different speed, altitude, all our stats, including our reputation, and then any events that happen in the sim. So that's all the tracking that you get with OnAir. Like, it's quite incredible. All the information you can see and say, ah, look, I did that wrong, or ah, I did that right. You know what I mean? So we can go back here and we can say, okay, it's going to save all that. It goes into our own log, and we can go in then and have a look at all these logs at a later date. Is that RAS the FS to crew one? No, it's a standalone program. XRAS. XRAS for Microsoft Flight Sim. It's from a company called Land 3 Simulations. It's $13.99 over on Contrail. Highly recommend it. It works default on some aircraft. It's tied in. Other than that, it'll work on any aircraft. It's compatible with all aircraft. I like it. I think it's excellent. Self-test, ground operations, approach, in-flight approach, altimeter settings. Very, very good. Just bought it, yeah. Naughty Gnome, it's very, very good. And you can set it to start up automatically with your sim as well. I use it in 2020 all the time. 24, I have to manually start it. Only because it depends on the aircraft. I mean, I don't need it on all me avionics, you know what I mean? Right, excellent sauce there. So what we're going to do now, friends, we're going to leave the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator and OnAir because, well, we had loads of fun. That went really, really well. I'm happy about that. We'll also say good luck in the cup to SayIntentions. And we can close all this off as well. Because what we're going to do now, lads, we're going to go in and have a look at what we're doing this evening, which is our VATSim flight. So let's have a look. That's all closed. We're going to fire up Microsoft Flight Sim. And let's see now with the BFU, is there any changes to our liveries? So I'll need to figure this one out. I'll buy it today, says Lunar Jets. Yeah, I like it, man. I think it's very good. I think it's very good. It just gives it that extra bit of warning. It'll tell you if you're aiming for a taxiway, if you're on a taxiway, what runway. It's just that it's the runway awareness alert system. I think that's what it's called. So, yeah. Let's see what happens here now for Flight Sim 2020. We're leaving Washington Dulles this evening, and we're heading out to a place called Wilmington in North Carolina. So the BFU is incredible, 100% MDA. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to try it, see what it's like in Flight Sim 2020. Now, granted, we don't get all the fancy stuff when it comes to the walk around, but we do get a lot of other updates to the aircraft. So looking forward to that. So while we're going to wait for this to load, where is this now? We shall look at... We're going to go into our VATSim area. And we'll start looking at information. So VATSim Thursday, IAD over to KILM. So as we Following our arrival into the US capital, we're now off to Wilmington in North Carolina. It's a coastal city with deep roots in American history. Wilmington blends colonial charm, a bustling riverfront, and quick access to the Atlantic. The Cape Fear River winds through downtown, while nearby barrier islands and beaches offer scenic low-altitude flying for general aviation pilots. It's a relaxing, visually rich destination for both VF4 and IF4. JJ is in Wilmington. Nice! Interesting fact, KLM was originally built as a military airfield, or KILM was originally built as a military airfield during the Second World War. It was used by the US Army Air Forces as Blue Thentel Field. Today it's a popular airport for GA and coastal travellers thanks to its long runway. There's over 7,800 feet. It occasionally serves as a weather diversion airport for the larger hubs down at Charlotte or at Raleigh-Durham. We have some freeware scenery for IAD, and we have some scenery for KILM. FSX scenery did that one. I would not recommend it at all. Pay scenery is quite old, has no reviews. The freeware looks good. That FSX scenery stuff wouldn't go near. Our routing for this one, this is important, so we need to copy that. And departure will be at 1900 Zulu. So we've all the details here, and then this is tracking all the VATSim flights that we're doing, and this is all thanks to Naughty Gnome. He's done all the planning. Gibbo's helped out with the website, putting it all there for us to see. If you've ever wanted to see this stuff, lads, it's absolutely brilliant. So Wilmington is our next flight. I am going to miss our arrival into Atlanta, but I'll be back for our departure out of Atlanta as we go Atlanta to Kansas City. I'm thinking of the A321 at that stage. We shall see. And then, well, it goes on and on and on and on and on. We have an absolute barrel load of flights on our North American tour. So, Simbrief, we're going to come in here and plan a new flight. And our airline is that of Firefly Air. We are 235. We're going to be departing and we're going to be arriving. What was the arrival airport? KILM. The aircraft we're going for is that of an A319. And we will open up the routing here. Phoenix Simulations. I think it's the CFM with Sharklets. Let's go with that. Block time 1 hour and 30. That's grand. Let's look at the routing. That looks to be right. JDub, Melton, and Victor. SBV and RDU. Yeah. Then it's over to Faye and Victor 296, and then it's over to ILM. So the routing to me looks good. We shall generate. The planes for AF1 do touch and goes here often. Oh, nice. Lots of military aircraft. Freeware is sufficient. Hopefully someone does a decent one. Yeah. What server? We're going to be on VATSim for this one, Commander Snow. This is for tonight, so we're just briefing this flight here. We'll have a look. So, a couple of things here. Altitude is going to be 36,000 feet as we head south out of Washington, D.C. All right. Iraq is all grand. Crew, 101 passengers with us today. Bit of cargo here as well. Lashings of fuel from what you can see. So that's all grand. We'll move this guy over and we'll bring up our Navigraph and we'll horse the flight plan in from Navigraph. So we've got a flights. We're going to unload that. We're going to import a new one from Simbrief and let's have a look at this flight. So it's IAD over to ILM. Load her in there now. We have an old Gawk. And we'll change our map here. We're going to bring it up to our IF4 high. That'll do. Here we go. So, it's not picking up a SID, even though it should be. So where's the transition, I wonder? Runway 30 on the JDub 4 departure. Then we've... Oh, there it is there. All right. Then we're down this way, and then we're in that way. Okay, this should be fun. This should be fun. All right, we'll go back to we'll go back here to VO4 for the minute just to get an look. So IAD, this is a friggin' massive airport, massive. So we'll have to see what the story is. Runway 30 is what they're giving us. Now I think that's accurate. They tend to give us runway 30. We'll get vectors, so it'll be a left turn more than likely, and then over to our approach fix or our departure fix of Hafner. We'll wait and see what the story is there. So we're going to load up everything, make sure the aircraft is working, the scenery is working, then we'll get in and start looking at the approach. We'll check the weather, the NOTAMs, and all that good stuff here now in a moment. So, world map. There is our CFM. Let's load ourselves in at Dulles. We were down on the Charlies there the other day. Charlie 7, I suppose. Or Charlie 8. Let's go with Charlie 8. Horses in there. Let's see what happens. We're going to go live time and live weather. And let's see what happens. We're going to be flying this at 1900 Zulu this evening. So in about 7 hours. About 7 hours from now, we're going to be doing this flight. But this is all about doing a VATSim briefing because we're going to be flying online on the network. So we need to make sure we know what we're at. And nothing is really going to catch us out too bad, right? So it'll be interesting to see now because I don't know. I'm unsure. Is there any changes to the liveries on the Phoenix for 2020? We'll soon find out. Okay, well, it looks alive. Second. The screens look absolutely mad. Okay, she's thinking about life. Livery works. We're looking good. Yeah, we're looking good. All right, so let me see here now. Frames are decent. That's all grand. All right, so let me see. We shall go battery 1, battery 2, ground power, cruise supply, ground control, emergency lights, armed, nav logo, wing lights. There's new textures in this. Looks nice, doesn't it? Livery looks good. Jesus, then it looks good. Did they change? They must have. It looks like they've done changes here on the modelling. Beautiful. All right, let's
Runway,
have a quick look.
Awareness, okay.
Lovely.
Feet.
GSX, deboard the aircraft. Clear the master. That's looking good. That's looking good. All right, what else you want to do? Want to make sure that our stuff is working. Simap Pro. Yeah, textures have been up. Yeah, they look a bit. Yeah, they look way more realistic, don't they? Look at the detail. Look. Very pretty. Get our fuel pumps on. Okay, are we working here? Yeah. Are we working there? Yeah. Are we working here? Yeah. All right. So they're all working. Good show. And next up, we want to check. Get some V-Pilot up and running. And before we go any further,
passengers boarding started.
Let's go up here and have a look at two things. One is going to be the VATSim radar, and the other one is going to be Ventu Sky. All right, so welcome. They're always working on this, man. This is absolutely incredible. All right, let's have a look where we are. Ooh, IAD. Okay, no one over here at the moment. Let's go ATC. Let's go V-Pilot. Has a new update on QNH in the aircraft. I'm not sure. Okay, that's connected. 1013. That's looking good to me. Alrighty. Simap found updates. Do you want to update? Sure. And then our RAS features are working. Man, it looks absolutely class, doesn't it? That's that off. That off the APU, lads, is it? It won't let you change till you're at translation. Ah. Like, this is in 2020. Look at the mirror up here, look. Or it's a light. So obviously on the 2020 variant, you can't really do much with the external, but it looks fantastic. Jesus, the textures look great. Real good. KILM Hummer. KILM. Man alive, look at the detail in these, look. Jesus. And her name was Jemima. There's people getting out the front. No one getting out the back. How are you, Johnny? Interesting. Mac Vision, good to see you. No, not in 2020, no. You don't get any of that. APU, we can probably start her up. Let's have a listen to sounds. Because we know they've updated the sounds, haven't they? That's pretty impressive, I gotta say. That's pretty good. I don't know why that's open. Anyone know what that is? I don't know what that flap is. We'll worry about it later. Okay, but the aircraft's working. Scenery looks to be good. So our scenery is fine. Little bit of stuttery madness, but that's okay. It's an air pressure vent. Ah, okay. Okay, are we showing on VATSim? Connect to the network, Murph. Okie dokie. Little bit of stutterage. Disconnected V-Pilot. Alright, let's have a look. So we shall go into here. And we should get a quick update on our machine parked at IAD here now in a moment. There we are. So Fireflight 301 is on the screen. I should be appearing here now shortly. It says the gate is in use. We'll refresh this just to be sure. There, I'm beside him. Naughty, have you comms connected? We might go on to CTAF here. What was CTAF here? 119er, was it? What have we got there? We've New York Center 125325. 125325. And is it 119er decimal something? What was CTAF here, lads? There's Naughty over there. Taking the same jet again, Naughty. Nice. Let's just go on LonelyCom. 112.8. November 235 Romeo Mike, radio check.
5x5.
5x5. Sweet. Thanks, Naughty. Okay, so comms are working, model matching's working, airport's working, scenery's working, aircraft seems to be working, sounds, textures, GSX. Does GSX need an update? No, we're good. Why is there an unhappy face here? Does anyone know? See the unhappy face? Hazard the GA pilot. Good to see you, buddy. Version 3.6. Is that right? 3.6.0? Would that be correct? We're hoping that's correct. The BFU, yeah, dude, we're going to take it for a spin later on this evening, but so far it's pretty. Did they add things to the tableau? There's our charts. Nice. For GSX, you've 3.2. Okay, I'll give it an update later on. All right, good stuff. Well, let us go to the other airport and see what that one's all about. Then we'll check on the weather, check out a couple of NOTAMs, and we'll see what the story is. 363 is the latest. Okay, we'll check that out. Now, while we were here, we're going to be expecting runway 30 for a departure. So if we zoom in, if we're going to be over here, runway 30, we're going to expect taxi Echo and then Zulu. Fairly straightforward, or it could be Yankee, but it's going to be taxiing Echo and then Zulu. Fair enough. Any NOTAMs? That's all grand. Information, NOTAMs. No, nothing major there to worry about. Okay, now we'll go to the next airport, KILM. Wilmington. And we'll zoom in here. We'll give ourselves a bit of parking here at gate 6. Live. And load us in and let's see what happens. Navigraph updates today, but you may have done those earlier. I didn't do them yet. Let us see. That has support for the BFU 363. Grand. I'll give it an update in a little bit, and we'll see what the story is. So let us load into this other airport. This is from FlightSim.to. Wilmington. Nice airport. All right. Let the plane think about life for a moment. Okay, we're looking good. Select handler. American Airlines, sure. The gate is having a bit of crack trying to connect to us. Now they are GSX gates, I think. Not overly worried about those. The scenery looks okay. Let me see. Same crack again. V pilot. Go ahead and connect. Jeez. All right, that's connected. And let's go exploring. Okay, so for landing, it's reckoning we're going to be getting what? Runway 35. So we're going to come in this neck of the woods here, look. All right. So runway 35 means the terminal is going to be over on our left-hand side. All right. It's a nice little area. Weather's interesting. There's the coast. There's the river. So our vacay point will be down here. And then we can taxi back. All right, that looks straightforward. Hello there. Look at that. Strap, good to see you, buddy. All right, so let's have a quick look here once again. So we're going to say we're going to be planning to arrive on runway 35. Hotel is there. We won't get hotel. We'll probably get Lima or Alpha, and we'll taxi on Alpha all the way back. You have the military area, and then we'll come over this way, high-speed area, and then we're into the air terminal. That's fairly straightforward. Happy enough with that. All right, let's do a bit of learning. Let's see here now. So we're down the road here. Jesus, who's that online? Bermuda. Okay, that looks good to me. Right, let's start looking at some weather. So we're going to come down this neck of the woods. We're over this neck of the woods. Here's Wilmington. Stop moving me around, machine. There we go. All right, so that's temperature. So temperature 2 meters, 26, 27 degrees. Let's bring it up to this evening. 30 degrees, lads. So it's hot as balls up here, right? As we ramble down from Washington, 30 degrees. We're heading south. It's warmer, right? It's about 32 degrees over there this evening. So if we have a look at the air pressure, yeah, 1014, 1012. There is a low pressure band moving, but I don't think that's going to hit us. It is moving, but it's not, you know, there's nothing major. So pressure 1014. So we should be getting fairly decent decent weather conditions. Let's have a look at the wind. We'll look at our cruise. Or very close to it. Crosswind, pretty much the entirety of our route. We're up at flights 36,000. So we'll have an initial headwind, and then it's going to be that of a crosswind. And because it's coming from the south and we're heading into it, that will give us a very small headwind impact on the aircraft. Not much though. If it's any more than 5 to 6 knots, I'll be surprised, because we're flying this way, right? So it's about 30 knots, give or take. That's what is given. So I'd expect maybe 2 or 3 knots on the nose. That's all. All right. And it gets much calmer once we get down to Wilmington. So if we have a look at any precip that's scheduled for later on, there will be some. So let's have a look here. There is a thunderstorm heading through right now. But by the time we get clear to this, it should be just in pockets. I'm expecting clear skies. Although this will make life interesting, because thunderstorms are rolling in through the area, look. So we'll want to watch that. And then when it comes to cloud cover, fully overcast. And then it starts to break up a little bit. So expect a lot of clouds. A lot of clouds. Satellite as of today, that's the current situation, but we know there's thunderstorms in the area. And if we look at radar, thunderstorms in the area up until an hour ago. So we're expecting thunderstorms here this evening. This could be fun. This will be fun. Let's go back here to our precept forecast for this evening. 1900, it should be fairly gone. There is another band coming in. And that's going to be hitting us a lot later on in the evening. So we're dodging the heavy stuff this afternoon. And by the time we get down there, let's see what happens, right? So we're expecting a little gap in the weather later on. All right, so let's go into our Simbrief. Let's go in and look at our flight plan for this evening, and we'll do a bit of learning on this one, right? So what we're looking at initially, a bit of information that we need here already. So where's my little highlighter? So we're going to highlight this and we'll make it easy to see. So we can see that our cost index for today is 12. Our combined distance, 367 miles. Average wind along the way is going to be, can I just use a marker here? No, add signature, underline, strike through, highlight. I'll just use a pen. Anyway, average wind 262, and you can see it's giving us -5. I need to double check that. Average indicated is +14. That's all fine. Fuel that we're carrying, let me see, the trip, and we have a contingency for 15 minutes plus a final reserve. Taxi fuel is grand. So the block is 57.57. We'll probably take 6 on board, or close to it. The dispatcher for today was Sir Murphbot. Right, so our ATC routing is going to be this. It's the Judip 4 departure on the heading out to Melton, direct to SBV VOR, direct RDU VOR, direct FAY. Then we're on to an airway of the Victor 296 over to ILM. Then we're direct. ATIS information, times estimated out. These will all change. Don't worry about those. 101 passengers, that'll all change. Fuel is all there. That's fine. Critical, so our flight log, let's have a gawk at this. So we're saying flight level 360, let's go all the way down here. 360 is the highest point, and the temperature up here is going to be minus 44 degrees. Minus 44 degrees at 360. All right, as we ramble down the way, there's Wilmington. What was our alternate? Where's our alternate? Airport GSO, KGSO. Where's that now? KGSO. Airports, KGSO. Is it KGSO? No. Where's our alternate? That's strange you didn't give me an alternate, isn't it? KGSO. Why can't you find it? KGSO. Can't find that airport. That's not a good start. KGSO Airport. KGSO Airport. Peterman Triad. KGSO. Greensboro. Why can't you find that on Navigraph? There it is. Ah, okay. Right, quick check over here. Now, this will make life a little bit awkward because if we see the location of KGSO, that's where we're going to divert to if things go wrong. 5 left, 5 right. Similar to IAD in terms of that layout. Okay, well, what's the impact going to be there? So if we have to divert. Benty Sky. Greensboro. So we're heading over here. So what's the weather doing over there? So we want to be careful because same story again. There's thunderstorms in the area. So we need to watch that when we get in, right? We should be fine. We should be fine. All right, continue on down the road. Let's have a quick look here. Flight plan is fine. Right, let's look for any NOTAMs. Takeoff and landing report, that's fine. We'll get all the weather information here shortly. Weathers. AirMet now. SIGMET for Washington, yes. What's that? Departure Washington. 210 at 4 knots, 10 miles broken. Wilmington. Few clouds scattered, remarks. Temperature. Thunderstorm with rain. Right, we can see that. So we want to watch that. They're forecasting thunderstorms. And then when it comes to our alternate thunderstorms with rain probability. Okay. We have an idea of what's happening. Right. Any important information? So IAD apron taxi Delta Foxtrot. We were saying Zulu, Alpha or Zulu. So IAD Fox and Yankee and taxiway Zulu closed. Okay. Washington Dulles, Washington takeoff minimums, obstacle clearances. Not worried about that. And then there's whatever, another 40 pages of stuff. Washington VIO. Oh, hang on now. What's happening up here? Look. Airspace, flight level, airspace, airdrop in airdrop. Interesting. Military training. Right. So if we go over to Sky Vector, this will help us out as well. Let's have another quick look at some stuff into Sky Vector, and that's our flight on Friday. So come back over here to the States. Okie dokie. So there's Wallops, Oceania. Let's look at KIAD, KILM. We should be able to post our little route in here. So there is a TF4 in Washington DC. We're aware of that, but no others along the way. That's what we can see. So the weather here, thunderstorms, And then we get down into there, thunderstorms. So if we have a look down here, Charlotte routings. These are VF4 maps, so I just want to see what's happening in the areas. So Wilmington is going to be to the south of the airport. All right. Fairly straightforward. High route. So that airway she wanted, Victor 295, wasn't it? Or 296. That's the airway there. Why aren't we looking at that? Is it World High? Ah, there she is. Victor 296. So it's actually coming up on the low. So Victor 296. Unusable use. Fayetteville, is it? That's okay. That's just the Wilmington VOR. That's okay. Right. VATSim radar. It's only ourselves there on the ground. Venture Sky. This is where the weather is going to get interesting, no doubt. So if we were to look at it right now, like there's a lot of weather. Look at that, look. And if we were to look at the sim, you know, the depiction of this weather, well, sure, look, that's it all over there. It's all happening down there. And like the sim is doing a good enough job. I mean, you can see those clouds forming. They're big thunderstorms. They're big cells down there. That's pretty mad looking, isn't it? So that's all going to be pushing on south and into the east. And by the time we come in this evening, all this heavy band that's up there, see all this stuff? Well, that's all coming toward us. All of this cloud here, see all of this rubbish? That's what's on the way to us. And we're expecting some of this later on to become, and you can see it, there's storm stuff in here, look at that. Or GSX is going to freak out because I'm moving the map in such a way you shouldn't.
Runway, awareness, okay. Feet.
Like that's proper stormy weather coming in there. Just thunderstorms. Angry clouds, as we call them. Look at the colours of that one, look. Jesus. I don't see any precip just yet. I don't see I don't see any heavy downpours, you know what I mean? But there's definitely a lot of mad activity in those clouds. Definitely. Look at this mad stuff over here. Look at that cell. Jesus, look at the tower of that. And we should be getting rain down here, I'd say. Big angry clouds, look. You're in Myrtle Beach right now, just some thunderstorms in the area. Yeah. All right, okay. Well, look, flying into, as pilots, what do we need to be worried of? Not much. We have very good ILS systems, right? We have instrument landing systems on board. We have a lot of stuff that we don't need to worry about. Jesus, that put me out in the sea, look. Let's disconnect from VATSim while we're doing this sort of messing. Right. It moved us a few feet from where we were supposed to be. It does that, though. It does that. Right, in terms of the airport, I don't see any scenery glitches or bumps or any of that stuff. 3-5, let's have a quick look at the runway. Let's make sure everything's nice and level. There's a nice slope on the runway. There's no, like, massive bumps or, like, uh-oh. It'll be spicy in the 750, but the good thing about the 750, you're going to go miles above it. Winds are calm here anyway, but like you're gonna be going miles above it now. You know what I mean? Like to the south of us, that's where all the crack is at the moment with thunderstorms. But yeah, landing coming in is going to be fun for sure. Absolutely. All right, okay. Are we happy enough with kind of the plan? Thunderstorms are expecting. The winds, crosswinds, right? Runway 35 will give us a headwind coming into land. Ish. Oh, actually, no, it won't. 2-4 would have been better, would it not? I would have thought 2-4. There's no wind here at the moment. Let's look at a TAF. No, Minimum VF4 at 13 Zulu, 15 Zulu, 18 Zulu, 2100 Zulu. Winds will be 200 at 7. Broken clouds at 1200. Changing rapidly. And then we're getting thunderstorms. So a TAF is the terminal area forecast. The terminal area forecast. It's good to see you, buddy. Long time no catch up. Great to see you, man. Hope you're well. And we can also have a look. I'm not too worried about Washington. Weather TAF. So 1900 Zulu. Winds 200 at 5. Good visibility. Scattered clouds. Thunderstorm in vicinity. Why didn't I cop that? Why didn't we cop that one now? $1900 Zulu. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Jesus, we're going to be having a huge friggin' thunderstorm when we're taking off this evening. That's going to be loads of fun. That's going to be a very turbulent departure out of Washington, isn't it? Nice. Finally doing well after getting back up and about. Finally feeling like myself. Dude. Good to see you, man. I hope you're well. Right, so there's going to be lashings of rain and also thunderstorms in the vicinity as we leave Washington as well. Sure, this is great news, isn't it? Fantastic. Right. That's all great news. That's our flight this evening. It's only about an hour and a half in the air. It's not a huge one. Max climb for me, takeoff thrust for a full 5 minutes. Yeah. It's going to be bumpy, yeah. It's supposed to be really bad here around 4 p.m. this afternoon. Okay. That'll be close enough to when we're flying, so that'll be fun in a box, man. That'll be fun. Alrighty. I am happy enough with that. Close that. Close that. That's a Simbrief plan. We'll have a look at that a little bit later on. And yeah, it's going to be absolutely lashing it down with rain. You know, hey, Sam, good to see you, buddy. I've driven through the area in real life when visiting beaches about an hour north. Oh, sweet. Nice, man, nice. Yeah, it looks like a beautiful area. And you're down with the coast here as well. Lovely rivers there, but also the coast is just there. Looks nice. It's a freeware airport, but to be honest, I think that's all we need. ILM wants to give it. Hey, Steiny is here. Good to see you, Steiny. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, Murph. Right, okay, so we're going to have thunderstorms leaving Washington. That's class, man. That's just brilliant, right? In terms of the aircraft, what do we need to worry about flying in thunderstorms? Well, you know, the basic stuff, right? So, let me see. Flying in thunderstorms for airline pilots. Was actually still hoping it was Wednesday. Why do the errors move so fast, right? Telling you. So SIGMITs and TAFs, we've looked at those. Avoid thunderstorms. We're going to fly above them. That's the hope. Plan for extra fuel. There could be holes. There could be delays to our departure. We want to watch that. The 20 nautical mile rule. That's what you always try and do. Keep thunderstorms and all that stuff 20 miles away from you at all times, if at all possible. The radar function within the Phoenix should work. We don't have tilt, but I know they've added in gains. We don't have any. We've no radar returns or storm scope working for lightning. But if we see lightning, we need to try and avoid it. And then depending on how high those cells go, some of them can get up to like 40 or even 50,000 feet. So you want to be careful with that flying directly over them as well. Turbulence. We need to be careful because the air is going to be shock and turbulent. So you'd be flying with your seatbelt signs on for most of this flight, I would think, right? Also, tips when you are in turbulence. What do we do in the real world if we're going to be hitting turbulence? Do we increase our speed or do we decrease our speed? Let me know in the chat. Also, you want to be keeping an eye on your anti-ice systems as well, which is going to be important. Sometimes you want to be careful of your auto thrust as well. Yeah, decrease your speed. So if you feel the aircraft hitting turbulence, drop your speed back a little bit if you can't get out of that area. Also, be careful with auto throttle. And the reason why I'm saying that, the aircraft, it'll react in different ways based on turbulence. It'll try and speed you up or slow you down. So if you're going FMS, I'd probably just go on managed mode with your speed. Try that, see what happens. For our communications, want to watch that. So stay ahead at all times. There's a group of us flying tonight. The first couple of lads are going to see it. The lads at the back are going to see it then as well. I would decrease to avoid increased flex in the airframe. Yeah, you decrease the speed and turbulence, 100%. 100%, you know. Also, when it comes to gaps, be careful if you're trying to chase a gap when it comes to thunderstorms, because the thing is moving. So if you see a gap, we'll make it through there. You just need to be careful with that with your radar. If we have severe bad weather, you can tell ATC they can reroute us if we need to, right? If we need to. That's where your deviation and all that stuff comes in. You know what I mean? Let's see here now. So your pre-flight planning, which we've done. Our fuel planning, we'll have to allow for that in case there is any delays or diversions. Keep yourself 20 miles away from thunderstorms if you can, right? The weather radar, we'll try and stay on it as best we can. Turbulence, reduce your speed. Watch for anti-ice. And then when it comes to communication, listen out to what's happening ahead of you and behind you. It'll give you an idea of what's happening. So this will be fun. So tonight's flight has a bit of a weather challenge here that we probably didn't get, or at least I haven't had one which is yet. So departing out of an area with suspected thunderstorms and en route, and then landing. The weather is going to play a big part of our story tonight, so we just need to watch for it. We're not getting into like high winds or gales or severe weather storms, but there is some tasty weather along the way. This should make it very, very interesting indeed. So our kickoff for this one, lads, at 1900 Zulu in about 7.5 hours from now. We're going to be live in the VATSim network and looking forward to it. I think we'll have a good few with us hopefully tonight as we do this. So, right, if you've any questions, by the way, if you've any questions when it comes to the VATSim stuff or ATC stuff, you have a couple of places where you can drop them. All on our Discord. If you go into the VATSim channel, right, you have Ask a Controller, General ATC Chat. So Ask a Controller, pop your question into that channel, and we have some controllers, real world included, on our Discord server. So you do have questions, hey, how do I do this or how do I do that? Jump on. The lads will be only happy to help you out and answer any questions that you might have. There's something on the wing. Absolutely. So check out our Discord, !Discord. We've tons of information over there, some very helpful people as well. And if you want some information, could be fun. Also not the best coming into ILM. So there's Naughty Gnome posting information, letting the rest of our lads tonight know there is bad weather on the way. Now, as flight simmers, what can bad weather do to us? It can do a lot for our performance. So be aware of it. You might need to turn down cloud textures and all that sort of jazz as well, because it's going to be drawing all sorts of crazy as you can see it. Yeah. So just to be aware of that, lads, this evening when we're flying, if you're having issues with FPS, turn down your weather settings, right? Just be mindful of that. So yeah, it looks like our time is actually all right. There's thunderstorms in the area that we're departing, and we should get in, at least looking at the forecast, we should get in right on time here. So if we have a look at Wilmington, our destination, that's at 2200, at 1900. If we were flying earlier in the day, we're flying through all sorts of crazy. By the time we get to, 10 o'clock tonight when we're coming in, there's a good gap, and we're not going to see worse until later that night. At least from rain. All that stuff has to go through, and that's all tomorrow. But what we're doing tonight, I reckon we're going to be okay. That's pushing through the area right now, right? And by the time we get over here, it should be relatively clear. We're still going to have cloud cover. The winds are very calm, 7 to 8 knots, and even up high, and as we're approaching, very little, very, very little. So it's given us runway, what did we say it was? 35, is it? It's giving us runway 35. I wouldn't be surprised if we go with a different runway for that. Looking at the wind, I would say we would be better off going for 24. Why would we not go for 24? Info, runways, wrong airport. Info, runways. 24 is 8,000 feet. 35 is 7.5. I would be saying runway 24. In Boston, leaving Expo, there was a massive thunderstorm, full ground stop for 45 minutes. What? No way. Yeah. So I need to watch that. And I remember when we were going to Houston, it was the same crack in Dallas. We were parked up for ages because it was just they're not gonna direct you into thunderstorms. You know what I mean? So I would reckon runway 24 is going to be the better one. But of course, this is based on right now. So I would be planning runway 24 arrival this evening. All right. That's what I would go for. So if you look at the flight, we'll go ahead and unload this. We'll do all of this just before we go live this evening. We'll have another check-in on the weather. These are only forecasts. We have to kind of see what's going to happen in the real world because the sim is going to replicate that. So the forecast, Venture Sky, I find is brilliant, but this could change. And thunderstorms that we're looking at it, well, you can see what's happening. Even the time of day that we're heading to, there are thunderstorms all over that neck of the woods, look. All right, so we just need to be careful. Just need to plan around it, and we'll see what happens. Right, I'm away now for a shot of lunch, and we'll be back then at 1900 Zulu this evening. Hope to see you there flying with us. And if you don't want to fly with us on network, you can fly with us, you know, on multiplayer or Join FS or whatever. And anyone who has any questions, do be sure to check it out over on Discord. As I said, there's a ton of very helpful folks out there. If you have any questions with VATSim or how to get flying online, I promise you it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to expand, you know, your sim hobby, doing online flights, just like using OnAir or SayIntentions or getting a new aircraft or a new scenery. They're all different ways in which you can enhance your flight simming experience. Same with hardware. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. I love our VATSim flights. They're a lot of fun. And every time we go flying on VATSim, we learn something new. We just do. We learn something new. Most of the time, I relearn I'm in Egypt, but most of the time, we learn something new. Do you know? Right, lads, have an awesome day, evening or morning, and we'll catch you back here in a couple of hours' time at 1900 Zulu. That is 7 hours and 23 minutes from now. So until then, you take care.
Cheers. Oh, okay.
Oh, balls. Thomas, you big scuttling Egypt. Oh, Jesus, there he is. I don't want to know. Oh, I take it all back. Did you just see me scream? Oh, no. That wasn't nice at all. No.
You should be.
Do you need a hand?
No, I don't need. Do I need a hand?
It's heavy, yeah. Jesus, Murph! What have you done?
This, lads. Look at the state of this. Touchdown, nicely done, beautiful. Armin Addict inbound. Careful now, careful now. Pull up, pull up. Beautiful. What a landing. So we've Gregor inbound. I rarely use this word when it comes to